Oh god,
chat.
I gotta fucking unmute the game because I can't stand listening to the Mirror Dungeons anymore. God, it sucks. I failed an M-die today because I had to take 3 consecutive +4 coin penalties in a row.
Damn.
Like, I got to floor 10, I was looking at 55s already. It was fucking miserable.
Look, just play sinking, and then you don't have to worry about plus coin penalties.
Technically I was playing DC Rodion. But yeah, it was fucking devastating. I'm out 900 Starlight. It fucking sucks.
Thinking.
That's rough, buddy.
More like thinking.
Well, welcome back to Limbus. There's a new Intervalio, which means there's a fun plot to be had. Also, I may have wasted a lot.
For the announcer.
Don't tempt me.
I got her in only 30 pulls.
It took me
I think I got
70 to get Rhodia.
5 or 6 polls for the new announcer. Then I used the guaranteed season 7 3-star thing, and I got her.
All right. I kept this at tie 2 for a reason, because, well, it's the rare opportunity we get. Oh, that's a lot of words.
They've all a lot of words.
I didn't even get to read all that, ma'am. Trying to. I've done it so many times, Cervante. This time, though, they fucking ruined me. She's still talking! Hey,
Yeah.
guess who I uptied recently? You sure this is the docent's work? Hold on, why doesn't it have any fur? Where are the claws? There's no way the docent would skip using a wolf as the motif of her piece. Maybe you didn't examine it thoroughly enough. I did, right there. See, there's an autograph on the side. That's Miss Rodion's, alright. Anyone who joins the School of Faoism carries a beast or two tucked away within their heart. As I'm fucking dying here, thinking of all of Pathologic we just did. This is the degenerate brain in me, but her huge bags are sending me to the stratosphere. You want to get, La Mancha land, Rhodia. Some cuddle up to a cat, others leash a dog, or a goat even, tied real close to the core of who they really are. Well, doesn't mean they could actually handle it. Hey, everyone's got at least one they draw from their inspiration. And in my case, it's... Oh, this is Rhodia talking, okay. And in my case, it's a wolf. A whale, though? That's rather unexpected. Do you think she decided to switch styles? Go figure, I wail for Rodion, and this is what I get.
Lamau.
That can't be right. How many artists do you know survive these reinventions? Sure, changing the beast you're gonna stick with is a hot topic in the School of Faoism. If I say that's the kind of nonsense idiots with no eyes for beauty like to chew on.
Can't believe they're changing her persona again.
This is like the 3rd time she's gone to a whale. It's ridiculous. Anyone with a halfway decent eye would have clocked it already. I'm still running with a wolf. Yep, still nestled in my heart and in my work. Hasn't gone anywhere. She's hungry like the wolf. Good lord. Hear them? Hello? Didn't I tell you to keep it down during viewing hours? The walls have ears around here. Don't let that little bird going around telling people stuff hear ya, if you know what I mean. Well, the students are making a valid point. Chasing trends, flipping identities on a whim. It's an ugly sight, to be frank. I know. It does kind of look like you're not committing to your inspiration. Folks get satisfied with a shallow scratch and they call it a day. Not my thing at all. Yeah, not a lot of people pull that off and make it work, right? Besides the Maestra, anyway. Well, the Maestra's an outlier who has exceptional understanding and affection for every beast. She returns from each excursion with a new fixation, and yet it seems to deepen the profundity of her work all the more. That's true. And it looks like she's back from a little excursion to the outskirts this time. In any case, it would be prudent to address the students' concerns. They might just walk away with the wrong impression otherwise. Will you be walking them through the interpretation of that piece? Still on the fence, honestly. I was kind of hoping one of them would connect the dots without having me to draw the lines for them, you know? They all say what matters is the only things that your eyes could see, but if everything has to be so conspicuous, where's the fun in that? I guess even a single layer of interpretation is already too subtle for the students' artistic perceptions. Wow, I stumbled on that, hello. Fangs sunk into the whale hide, sinews stitched together to keep it unrolled, all of them pulling together like a pack on the hunt. That ferocious medium taken from wolves makes the real, hidden artwork. If they just looked a little closer at the seams, they'd be blown away by the intent of the maker. I know it feels like a waste of educational material to spell it out, but perhaps you could give them some guidance? A proper lecture to toss them a bit of inspiration? The students' grades lately... let's just say they've been seeing better days. I know Falvists who use subtext and they're all maestros. They probably haven't been exposed to the more recent iterations of artworks. Not exactly a promising bunch, huh? Well, there's that one over there. Maybe that one too. That one? Ugh, nah. Seeing his artwork is like staring at something that's been declawed before it even learned to scratch. No creativity, no curveball, just straight lines and monotony. That's Rousseau, isn't it? Still, his grasp on theory is flawless. Oh, but I do understand why he doesn't stand out in your eyes, Rhodia. You've always been exceptional at encapsulating... Verity?
Verity.
Verity? I've never heard of that word. In our work since your student days. Your old piece, Hunger, Thirst, it's still being exhibited, you know? One of the few student artworks deemed worthy of a pedestal of its own.
Noun, literary, the state or quality of being wild or savage.
Yeah, it's the, I'm guessing the etymology of ferocity. Gotta be kidding me, that old thing's still up? Hunger, Thirst. Subpar junk I slapped together with whatever rotten scraps of meat and hide I could get my hands back when I was fusing my bones off. Hungry as a wolf. Wasn't about chasing art, just needed something to catch the ring's eye. Figure if I got noticed, I wouldn't have to go to sleep hungry. I mean, really, isn't that the best work all the time is just some slapdash bullshit you made?
I mean, yes, but also hungry as the wolf.
Yeah.
They were right.
It ties in well with, you know, Crime and Punishment. Didn't know a damn thing about fundamentals back then, yet people couldn't take their eyes off it. What was the critique again? Apparently it laid bare the hunger of a beast and the brutality that stems from it. Uh-huh. Thought you'd be more flattered. I'm not a huge fan. It's mine, yeah, but it's just grubby. Not that I don't get why people are reacting like that. I mean, I couldn't recreate it if I tried. Not in a million years. Fair enough. And let's leave it at that, shall we? I got some money in my pocket now, can actually splurge on whatever materials caught my eye without a second thought. I get to put together some solid pieces and even go on hunts. But back when I created that piece, this kind of life wasn't even on the table. Yeah, now I understand what they mean by a verity when they talk about that artwork of mine. Still, I would never want to go back to those days just to encapsulate that kind of verity. Alright, guess I'll schedule a lecture session tomorrow. Busy today? Got some business at the House of Spiders. So the rumors of its collapse were true. But is there anything there worth picking up? The last person who went there said it remains as much the same, just corporates were cluttering the place. There's gotta be something waiting there at the Maestro's sending me out for anything that needs collecting, right? Ah, excuse me, I had to get a drink.
Weird.
Who knows? Maybe it's finally come together. The long-held wish of the House of Spiders that's been weaving for ages. Yeah, I talk big game of figures. Nothing I didn't expect to see. You can't ride the same success forever just because it used to pay off. You gotta be willing to cut it loose when it's going stale. People get bored. People get bored fast these days. If your piece can't be branded with the word groundbreaking, viewers will just walk right past it. I mean, just look at this place. The gallery must have been lacking visitors enough for some strays to just walk in and build themselves a cozy little nest right in the open. I can see every bit of ya. No point playing coy behind that pillar. Come on, get out here before things get awkward. Good evening, Draven.
Hello.
I've been hearing about this more and more uninvited guests wandering the corridors without a guide, without a sense of occasion. Oh, what are those uniforms?
Good question.
So what is it between us? Have we met before, or is this our first meeting? Also, I hate how when I first saw this, my first thought was, oh god, she has the Millennium Pelt. Hard to tell with those tasteless masks you're wearing. Your outfits are a bit different from the last ones I saw. That logo, though? Yeah, same crowd. Also, this dude got it bad. He got, like, 15% of his skull just chopped off.
He didn't need that.
So many artworks crammed in here you couldn't even begin to count them all. Yet somehow the whole place feels hollow. Word is the Corpus Maestro hadn't had a real spark in decades. Lost his edge and faded like a candle that burned out. Well, I mean, when you see the backstory of it is true, not surprising, honestly. Like, it's very cool that you know, use your own brain matter for your next art piece. But you can really only do that once, not because of the lack of material, but because you used the material that inspired it in the first place.
Turns out you need your brain.
Yeah. And it really shows walking through here. It's all the same everywhere I look. Same patterns, same ideas, things I swear I've seen somewhere before. No wonder people say the school of corporism is way past its prime. Normally, trespassers get torn apart on sight without any questions asked. But hey, maybe you're the last audience that the House of Spiders Gallery is ever gonna get. Feels like a waste not to give you even a simple tour, right? Even a dump like this deserves a final hurrah before it disappears. There's plenty of detail and intent here to talk about. Not like it's hard to play curator either. This is Door Breach Team 5. We've encountered the ring. Wayfarer Door Breach. Requesting confirmation of any viable escape routes. This one. See how the arteries and veins are stitched together? Each thread woven one strand at a time. It's a duet of blood vessels. The artist went out of his way to almost completely drain the blood, meaning instead of color, it's all about the elasticity and tension in the vessels. Now this is the kind of art you wouldn't even try if you're not confident with delicate improvisation. I won't lie, this is one of those techniques where I just fall flat. If some student brought this in, I'd be like, darling, you got some serious talent, and mentor them myself. But from a maestro, kinda underwhelming, don't you think? Oh, fuck! Enemy has begun commentary on human-based artwork within the corridor. Likely a docent of the ring, then? How do we proceed? I like this, it's like...
Sir, they're talking about some fucked up shit. What do I do?
Sir, they're monologuing, what's the procedure? Oh, and this one here preserves the dying scream. See this part? Press that. Hear the shriek? It's all set up with an emphasis on the scream sound. Oh, how do I put this? It feels kind of dated. For iterations like these, the trend today is something with a bit more refined style. A little touch to soften the scream into a melody. Or instead of scream, slip into something that gives you a glimpse of that last bit of hope making it out alive. For all the details put into this, it's so old-fashioned. Still, you think this would be a bit much for people who've never known art their whole lives? But hey, you're all holding up surprisingly well. Kinda suspiciously, honestly. You've probably been zipping up all over these places in the corridors, seen a few of the Rings exhibits, or you've run into the afflatus that exists. Afflatus?
That's an interesting word.
That's a $5 word. Could be both.
Afflatus is a noun meaning a divine, sudden, or strong creative impulse.
Ah. Inspiration. Continue recording both the commentary and the physical characteristics of the enemy.
I know that word because of Final Fantasy XIV.
Ah, I see. Logical conclusion regarding the identity of the subject points towards her being the ring's docent. However, the subject may also be a culmination of an unknown phenomenon, or a lost mimicking human form. A lost? Hello? In which case... Alright, moving on to the next piece. Excuse me, are you guys even listening? I mean, sure, points for taking notes and all, but art isn't something you memorize from a note. You're supposed to feel it, take it in with your body. Subject has stopped commentary. The device has been set up. Shall we withdraw, sir? Let's do that. Fall back for now. See, this is why quality matters when it comes to the viewers. Wink. I'm out here narrating, taking the time to walk them all through this, and they're not even pretending to listen. Just tapping away on some weird gadget. Oh, this is getting meta now. I hate this. And now...
Yeah, you. Yes, you. Over there. Stop tapping away and pay attention.
Stop playing on your phone. I'm here doing video games for you.
Look, I need to get through my Musume dailies, okay? Don't judge me.
Now they're running off without leaving any proper comment on their impressions. Well, can't be helped, I suppose. Have it your way. And so I grabbed that bright red line made of braided blood vessels and tendons and just yanked it tight in one go. The Lost are apparently intended to be just straight up backrooms entity. Oh boy. Yeah, that's a new noun, isn't it? Claws snap into place, clattering out this sharp little rhythm. And along those taut rings, the bones of beasts line up all neat and pretty. There's a unique structural beauty when it all falls into place. All units disperse and relocate via designated routes. Avoid engagement and move to adjacent corridors. Oh, she's too front! Flattened and crushed, torn and ripped apart, the uninvited guests are splayed and splashed across the snow-white walls, leaving crude streaks of red lines. It's a form of art too intense and overwhelming for the undeserving. But once you breathe in the sight, there's no helping it. Let it dig a scar into your sensibilities for life. This Rhodia rules. I love her!
Also, God, I met people like that in art school who are just so full of shit constantly.
I mean, it's all about impression, you know? You gotta walk the walk, even though you don't know the walk.
Look, perhaps this is what they mean by a base artistry, but I just draw big titties, man.
Look.
You don't gotta make a big thing out of it. Well, actually, yes, you do make a big thing out of it. That's the whole point. But
I mean, a lot of people are making a big thing about it in the wrong way. Some people just want to appreciate art. That's all I know about art, is art appreciation. It's the one course I took in college. But hey, speaking of art, I did like this loading screen, because when I loaded it up today to do the mirror dungeons and saw this, I was like, oh shit, we got plot?
we got plot.
The funeral of dead butterflies. And now she's gonna...
Kicks down the door. Hey, everybody out here. Not that bad.
A funeral is held for Martin and the LCE researchers today. I thought I'd seen more than my fair share of deaths throughout my journey with the sinners. But never before had I witnessed this many people gathered in one place to mourn the deceased. The unfamiliarity made me feel a bit out of place. Yeah, I could see... Yeah, Araya's on there as well. I saw somebody had the announcer for her. Is that something you could get?
Yeah.
Where at? Was it like a thing you were...
It's part of the battle pass.
Oh, I guess I just haven't looked at my announcers in a while, huh? Am I doing this right? Most of the sinners seem to be feeling that similar sense of being out of their element as well. Some of them were asking Rousseau, apparently the most knowledgeable of them when it comes to funeral processions and etiquette. All manner of questions for pointers. Probably not gonna pick up on the mic, but hey. This is a copy of The Stranger in my hand right now. I can tell you professionally right now, fucking what? No! You kidding?
Knowledgeable doesn't mean he's good at it, to be fair.
True, he could be a Wikipedia article for it, but he doesn't know how to practice it. Expressing respect is the primary purpose. Hand placement and gestures are unimportant if that objective can be accomplished. I'm just gonna sit here and complain about the sun for 5 fucking hours in my own head. Hey, where do I put this? Beneath the third pillar to the right. Can't any of you quit chattering for 1 second? Have you all forgotten the instructions to carry yourselves as solemn proprietary that benefits the occasion? Cut me some slack. I haven't been into funerals all that much. I mean, I did tell you to read the manual. I even underlined all the important parts for you.
Ishmael's still the only person who reads the fucking manual.
Yeah, because she still thinks she could get out of this with, you know, a proper job afterwards. Oh, sorry, Ishi. That wallet text is just too much for me. That's really fucking funny coming from you, Dostoevsky. With your 3 goddamn page run-on sentences. What the fuck? My focus started fizzling out from page 30 onwards. Hadn't every sinner here attended a funeral before? Back when we set foot in that grim manor in T-Corp? Shots fired at the Project fan base. I'm taking shots at Dostoevsky. I started reading The Double because it was both, you know, pretty fitting for this and also incidentally fits into Pathologic, honestly. And good lord, that man does not know what an enter button is. Also, there's a lot of, like, addressing people within addressing people within addressing people, and I just felt my eyes going cross-eyed while watching. Also, I'm gonna open up a window real quick. I also have, The Illustrious Life of Miguel Don Quixote here, and I'm kind of excited to read that. But it's also a big book.
That's a thick-ass boy.
Uh-huh. The only thing that's beating it is, amusingly, Dostoevsky's The Idiot. Which is interesting because I feel like Rhodia is not just Crime and Punishment. I think she's also the idiot and the gambler.
To be fair, I think Dream of the Red Chamber would probably beat all of those.
Oh, I'm aware. I'm saying like Rhodia's character is not. I feel like it's not just Crime and Punishment. I think it's all of Dostoevsky's work.
That's fair.
That was probably the reason why I bought The Idiot and The Gamblers, because I was like, this seems really familiar.
Ah, thou speakest of the funeral held in young Heathcliff's manor, dost thou not? The one bereft of the dead.
Bereft of the dead? I mean, someone had to have died, because there wouldn't have been a property dispute big enough to involve the Ophi. I said this time and time again, but it's just an intentional anonymity to prevent family strife.
Intentional anonymity, is it?
Thank you for struggling with that too.
If the situation was indeed as thou sayest, then there is no helping it, forsooth. Yet 'tis a pity that the dead wasn't named at their own funeral.
The name of the deceased was... It was Catherine's funeral. She was very dear to Heathcliff. I have thoroughly reviewed the past 5 years' worth of local newspapers pertaining to the matter, yet no names relevant to the case was identified, manager.
Poor fucking Heathcliff, man.
It's fine, Clockhead. At least you remembered. That's good enough, innit? It had to be the Golden Bow's influence. Somewhere along the way, everyone's memories of the event at Wuthering Heights became warped. The sinners seemed to think that the Golden Bow had always been there at that manor, and that Nellie was coaxed into stealing it by Herman. Linton in their minds was now a grieving brother who had been conducting research for his dead sister's sake. Nobody questioned it. Not Don, not Faust. Every single sinner believed the twisted version of the memory as it was proven fact. You know, this is chapter 9 where we're going to reference chapter 6.
I mean, still kind of fucked up that happened.
Yeah. Heathcliff and I give it.
You also gotta go over because she got erased. But how everybody dealing with it? Like what's like how did that go for everyone else?
That how is, what the fuck are you talking about, manager? Heathcliff and I gave up trying to correct them. Instead, we just check in on each other's memories every now and again. Because if there's something that he and I realize, is that anything tied to Catherine had already been painted over. Every detail gilded and glossed over with the glow of the bow. The point is, how should I put this? The circumstances of that funeral didn't exactly leave us with much room to properly express our condolences back then. Between Heathcliff running on a rampage and that Hindley guy bent on interfering with the execution of the will, oh man. I assume that sort of impediment was pretty common stuff for funerals, but apparently not, huh? No. Well, I think it's actually rare to see a place that follows proper funeral procedures. I've traveled around a bit myself, but I can't confidently say I've ever been to a legitimate funeral. The one at Wuthering Heights was one of the more proper ones, if only pretending to have a process. They at least prepared a coffin, and he even had a formal reading of the will. It seems funerals are far from being an everyday custom in the city. Funerals are considered a rather extravagant process here as well. Corporations are not eager to grant time-offs just because an irrelevant someone died, and the price of real estate seldom makes it viable to buy land and erect memorial houses in it. Then, what other options do people usually have? We used to just leave them where they died. After one night's sleep, the bodies were gone, just like that. Oh. Well, it's efficient. Also, I gotta move something a little bit here. 1 second. There we go.
I mean, that's one way to deal with it, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cleanup service. Yeah.
Cleanup service that we punched in the face.
They're very enthusiastic janitors.
Yeah. Better than paying loads of money to bury him somewhere just to have him stir up a lot of daft rumors, huh? Rumors? You know, rumors out there being valuables buried with the bodies, and I'm being some fancy prosthesis to sell that rot. Better let the dead go in peace and bury them in a grave just for some sods to later desecrate. In Hong 1, people tend to set up graves if they have enough room to spare. Of course, there wasn't a guarantee they wouldn't lose the burial room by the next restructuring day. Hohenheim scoffed and hung his head. Otiose foolishness, all of it. Or is it odious?
Otios, I believe it is.
Odious foolishness, all of it. Comforting the soul.
Serving no practical purpose or result.
Mm-hmm. That sounds like a $5 word Hohenheim would look up. Or be part of, like, his calendar, you know? Comforting the soul of the departed. Another mendacity. I mean, hey, there's a guy that does that. Sure, he has a butterfly for a head, but he still does it.
Mendacity, untruthfulness or lying.
All those funds so...
We get it, Hohenheim, you're smart.
All those funds so carelessly squandered, all for the purpose of furnishing the living with a fragile excuse to cling on. Are those words from his heart, or just something to convince himself? Whichever was the truth, I couldn't see the look on his face with his head tucked so low. The funeral didn't last long. It was just a brief moment of silence, followed by a few quick goodbyes that were shorter still. The ceremony came to a close once Alyssa, who was still in recovery, came to pay her final respects. The flames devoured the coffins of Martin and the other researchers, announcing the end of their existence with the crackle of firewood. So, I guess you'll be leaving now? Oh. We're staying until Gregor's stable enough to travel. Dante says we'll remain until Gregor's condition settles. Gregor came to his senses a few days after his unforeseen metamorphosis in this battle against the Thumb. He was given a checkup, and Hohenheim said there's no cause for concern. Physically, that is. The psychological assessment turned up disastrous, to say the least. Gregor was declared unfit for combat deployment for the time being. I hope I'm not dependent on Greg for any of my teams? So you won't be leaving just yet? Good to know. Then I assume you'll be okay with us borrowing Sinclair for a while. Huh? Me? Yes, you. The LCE wants to look into that sign you manifested, Sinclair. Also, does Alyssa understand No, wait, no. Honglu was translating. The higher-ups didn't want to waste a second green-lighting... The higher-ups didn't waste a second green-lighting the project, which means what I'm telling you is more of a notice of investigation rather than a request for permission. What? Investigation? What are you... It's just a rather rudimentary instance of human experimentation. Calm down. Human experimentation? You really gotta put it like that, boss? Not to worry, Sinclair. A swipe or two of your skin and maybe some talk therapy. That's all there is to it. Of course, if we had your consent, the avenues of research could be vastly... No, I am not giving you my consent! For your reference, the other departments have also submitted some quite enthusiastic requests for research and observational purposes. Oh, you have no idea. We had to get the boss to fend off the LCA's Mirror World Observatorium department and their hissy fits. They wanted to be the first ones to get their hands on you and spearhead the research, you see. And had we allowed them, they'd have kept you for a good few months before letting you go. So the least you could do is thank us and be a good boy and cooperate. Ah, just in time. Our researchers are here. Alyssa waved at the researchers who were filling out the funeral hall after paying their respects. It wasn't long before Sinclair found himself surrounded by all sides. Wait, I'm perfectly capable of walking out there on my own, so just don't run any painful tests on me! Of course. Stay strong, Sinclair! All I could do was offer an unspoken encouragement, which just sounds... to Sinclair, who sounds really ready to collapse into full-blown panic at any minute. What about you? You ain't going with them? Oh, it's back to long-term recovery for me. I always thought scientific research was one thing that flamed my passions, but with the recent events having introduced me to the merits of paid sick leave, I realized the time off beats research projects in my book. Marginally. Enjoy it while it lasts. I highly suspect that every request for PTO submitted by our department will be rejected for the rest of the year. There's a sick kind of humor to this, considering I have submitted PTO off tomorrow for certain purposes.
Certain purposes?
Cardboard crack.
I'm not surprised.
Look, I haven't used PTO in 6 months, and by that time my manager usually gets worried, so I figured it'd be a good enough time as any. Well, it's true your average corporation doesn't give more than a week off a year. This is sadly true.
Oof.
Oh, fuck! As soon as Alyssa trudged off with her dragging steps, the researchers seized Sinclair and carried him away. Alright, we should get going too. Oh, do you all have somewhere to be? Well, I thought I'd go visit Greg. I'm worried about him. Got something I said I'd help with. Gotta be there for it. I'm going with Sinclair to get some rest. Also to keep an eye on the researchers and stop them if they try anything fishy. Ishmael, shut up. Let me know if you need anything, Dante. The sinners fanned out in different directions. They seem to have their own errands to run during our stay at the LCE. It truly is tragic that that is the acronym we are using in this day and age. Because I keep reading it as something else. Everyone's busy doing their own thing. The only other ones keeping me company were Ryoshu, who's been filling the air around thick with cigarette smoke, and Don Quixote, who was sniffing and asking around every corner for Vespa in a valiant quest for the new color fixer's whereabouts.
Extremely loud sniffing noise directly into the mic.
This is
Sniff, sniff, snorf, sniff, snarf.
Sniff! Faust was still here too, staring blankly into the air.
As she does.
Is she accessing the Gesellschaft? You seem to have some time to spare, manager. As I stood there wondering what I should do to pass the time, Hohenheim, who had apparently finished tackling and signing the stacks of paper, walked over to me. This makes things rather convenient. There's something I had to discuss with you and Senator Ryoshu, a matter that requires your assistance. What kind of assistance? WKOA says CH. Wait a minute, did Ryoshu just step in as my interpreter? It's not that I don't appreciate it, especially since you usually snap at me and tell me to find someone else, but I can't help but doubt whether the choice method of interpretation actually accomplishes anything.
What do you mean? Perfectly understandable.
I don't know about that one, Chief. There is, I must admit, a certain novelty in witnessing the reconstitution of that which requires interpretation to yet another linguistic form entirely equally demanding of it. It would seem we are in need of more manpower. Scratching his head, Hohenheim looked around for a moment before coming to a sudden pause as though an idea crossed his mind. At the end of his gaze was a certain someone who was busy badgering employees with her relentless questioning.
Who else, pray, might know where he is if thou knowest not? Now listen closely. The one I seek is a pair of hair fashioned in the likeness of a bull.
I feel like this is going to be worse translation. You there, why don't you join us too?
Eh? Dost thou speak of me?
The LCCA personnel who were cornered by Don Quixote in a rather forceful interrogation took the opportunity and fled the scene without so much as a backward glance the moment their captor turned their head to answer Hohenheim.
Run away!
Indeed, there is a test that requires your assistance.
But I have yet more words to trade with the most noble yellow harpoon.
You seek to emulate the virtue of chivalry. Does that entail turning down the earnest plea of those in need? For the sake of clarity and distinction, it would be prudent to assign you a different identifier from that of my assistant. You are to be number 2, that is, assistant number 2.
I have not yet concluded mine exchange with the yellow harpoon, but no true knight would abandon those who call for aid. Pray speak thy quest. How may I be service to thee?
Am I playing a fucking MMO here? Delegating the interpretation of the manager's speech to Senator 4 has proven to be counterproductive. As such, your task will be to report to me what the manager says.
Oh, that is indeed a simple task. However, this WKOA eludeth mine understanding as well. Prithee allow me but a little time to uncover its mystery.
Relay the manager's words, not Ryoshu's. They are asking what kind of assistance you will need. The request for interpretation was not directed to you, but I cannot deny that your meddling in the present circumstances is a welcome one. It was simply the irrationality and inefficiency of your suboptimal staffing choice and workflow have become sufficiently unbearable. Faust hopes this was not some guileful scheme devised to elicit Faust's cooperation. In any case, manager, this request of mine concerns an investigation into the back doors located in the House of Spiders. I deem that the two of you should be the ones most familiar with the structure and layout of the house. After all, you are the one monitoring the entirety of the 5-pronged assault operation, and Senator 4's familiarity does not bear repeating. Do we gotta go to the House of Spiders right away? Hosra! You have assisted enough. Perhaps you could help Faust? Sure. Although not word for word, Faust relayed my intention to Hohenheim, who has responded by shaking his head.
Has Faust ever replied to something with sure before?
No.
That seems like out of character for her.
It seems like something she would say if, say, the Getzelschaft was not playing ball, you know? Not immediately, no. There is one more member you should bring along. Huh? Seeing me tilt my head, Hohenheim pushed up his glasses. The apprentice who was captured alive in the House of Spiders. Kira has regained consciousness.
Can I have your girl?
Sure. Also, if you want to
Yay!
Also, if you want to take a senator that's not Rhodia, feel free.
I'm fine with just taking your girl.
I told you, not Rhodia.
I meant Kira, but whatever.
Survivor. The place Hohenheim led us to looked less like a recovery ward and more like an interrogation room. Though every single medical equipment installed around seemed to be state-of-the-art. Well, this place looks well-equipped. Probably a direct order from upper management. Although technology to restore lost body parts are common enough in the city, a facility of this kind is required to preserve the original form of a lower body in the reconstruction process while keeping the cost reasonable. Reasonable, huh? I won't ask how expensive the other options are if this counts as reasonable. A windowless room thick with the sharp scent of medicine and chemicals. Huh. Dante can smell.
Yep.
That's interesting.
That's weird.
I mean, it kind of makes sense because well, they, I assume, would have respiratory functions as well, correct?
No, they don't. In fact, that was a plot point in Canto 1.
Really?
Because
Oh,
there was
yeah,
the gas that killed everybody.
Yeah, that's right. But didn't he get exhausted during some of the like more physical aspects of things? I mean, we're getting into the reads here. We need to stop. Kira was sitting on a bed at the center of the room, kicking her feet as she regarded us. Man!
Check out her abs.
Huh, I was certainly looking at that, but not for the six-pack.
Oh, a six-pack.
For someone recovering from bisection, she didn't look much more different than how she appeared when I saw her through the center's shared vision. She was captured alive for the extraction of information, yes? How far along is the process? It hasn't yet begun, actually. We were waiting until the lines of information that warrant questioning can be isolated. So far, all available personnel have been fully engaged in analyzing the documents and items discovered in the House of Spiders. Yeah, I was about to say, this is just Calvin Klein brand's wear she's wearing, isn't it?
Probably. What's she even doing here?
There's work to be done, contingent upon information obtainable only from a recent inhabitant of the House of Spiders. And following a discussion with upper management, I have decided to put you to use as company I'd originally intended.
No TV, no comic books, just a super prickly glare and a cold shoulder whenever I ask for something to pass the time. And now you suddenly need my help, huh? Give me one reason I should cooperate.
Did she always have shark teeth?
Yes.
Yeah.
Huh. Well, it's been a while since then, huh? Hohenheim didn't so much as twitch an eyebrow at Kira's biting tone. He merely gave her a nod with a steely, imperturbable expression. I didn't ask for your help. Put you to use, I believe, is what I said.
What?
Your survival is not incidental, it is a result of calculation. The company anticipates a potential profit by keeping you alive. Expected gain, as the term goes. Without such a forecast of the company's part, you would have been already disposed of. The upper management consists of people who would be disinclined to tolerate the daily maintenance and depreciating costs of this room, even at half their current numbers. Which brings us to our next point. Should you insist on maintaining this uncooperative attitude, the company may decide to convene a meeting to reassess your worth. Or shall we say a lack thereof, in its projected income statements. Well, suffice to say that such a reassessment would skew heavily against your favor. The outcome would be recommended for immediate disposal. Hohenheim always had a way with words that could prickle and sting. But with Kira, it almost felt like he'd traded the usual thorn for a sharper knife, intent on twisting it.
I'm dead meat as soon as my usefulness runs out anyway. It's not like you're gonna let me live, not after I killed a bazillion of your guys.
Ah, so you had anticipated some form of corporate-level retaliatory response against your person. That is indeed a curious line of reasoning. Then I must tell you that, unlike your typical backstreet syndicate such as the Middle, corporate entities of the city tend to avoid choices that may incur losses. The value of that information that could be extracted from the apprentice of a Middle, and the combat prowess honed under the tutelage of a great brother, those two considerations are likely what increase your value in the eyes of the company.
Heh, y'all get zero self-respect, huh?
You should consider yourself fortunate.
Huh? The heck are you on about?
Other companies would not solicit your cooperation by means of a verbal exchange. Your interrogator would simply open your cranium, harvest your brain, and extract any and all necessary information without going through intermediary steps such as this. Even without resorting to such methods, the range of available means to compel the disclosure of information is practically limitless. Truth serums, hypnotic suggestion, electrical shocks, stimulation, of course, procedures involving distortion and abnormalities. That being said, LCE prefers to distance itself from such uncivilized approaches that may entail complications and after effects. I do hope that we share a similar predilection.
You're so frickin' annoying. You know that, mister?
The feeling is entirely mutual. God, he looks so pissed.
I mean, she killed a ton of his employees.
Yeah, like... How do I put this? Even during the operation, I don't think I ever saw him this mad.
No, we saw him that mad.
Yeah, I guess we did, didn't we? Leaving the biting chill of his threats to sink in, Hohenheim turned towards the exit. Give her some push and bring her along. I don't quite seem to be myself today. No, disregard that. That too was a rather foolish thing to say. I'll defer to this to you, manager. Work of this sort likely falls more within your capabilities than my own. And with that, Hohenheim slid out of the room, leaving me to deal with Kira. His reaction was understandable. The LCA had only just finished letting its dead researchers to rest. Kira was probably the last person anyone would want to face right now, much less speak to. Oh, what do I even say to persuade her? Puff. I was still caught in thought when someone, quite unexpectedly, made her way to Kira.
Yoshihide?
You... heard you got stabbed in the back by Matt.
That's not true. Papa wasn't landing a fatal blow unless he cut through me too. That's why he did exactly that, to aim for the enemy's head. Besides, he made the right choice. A little sacrifice ain't a thing in family.
I seem to disagree with that, based on previous evidence.
She's a battered child, give her a break.
Yeah. Family coming from him. A middle mutt thrown out of his kennel. Doesn't it sound ridiculous even to you?
That's...
Thrown out? That fucker Matthias was a GB only by technicality. He fucked up badly. He was still family by name, but underneath it, everyone hoped he'd disappear quietly on his own. He was that family member nobody wanted around. Same treatment for me, being his brat. It was surprising it's the ST from the bowl cut, too.
Same case! Yo, young Urayasu, could it be that thou also dost harbor a passionate zeal for fit...
I quickly clapped my hands over Don Quixote's mouth as she smoothly chimed into the conversation.
That sounds like a good way to get bit. So, what exactly is your point?
The point is you're taking too long. If you can't decide whether you want to live or die, I could shorten the hesitation. CQ, or I'll sink this instant.
What does that mean?
Cooperate quietly, or I'll snap your neck completely this instant. Sink isn't such a bad way to go if you're keen on taking that loyalty act straight to the grave.
This is so crappy. Whatever, I get it. I'll talk, okay? I'll talk if that's what you want so bad.
That actually worked?
Fixers who go out in a blaze of glory aren't actually the strong ones. It's the ones who survive, the ones who live to see another day and keep getting stronger.
And hey, guess what, Kira? That's you!
Congratulations! Anyway, Yoshihide, what's up with you talking in weird-ass abbreviations? Like, sync? That's so random. Who even says that?
Ryosha didn't bother to reply and simply chewed on the mouth end of her cigarette. But is this really the right call? To her, we're probably people she needs to settle the score with.
Interesting that Kira was quoting Kelly there.
Yeah,
Yes, it is.
I noticed that. As if. Half her tattoos are gone, clock. They even confiscated her book. You think the middle sorry excuse for loyalty means so much for the stray that she'd bite us? Besides... No, better to hear it from her instead. Hey, tell me why Matthias kicked the bucket.
That's because, well, Papa was weaker than y'all.
Wrong.
Incorrect.
Got turned into a donut.
Yeah, you're the jerk's brat, alright. Kira pushed herself up from the bed with a sour face, but at least she didn't argue back. We called Hohenheim, who'd been waiting outside, back in. I assume the prisoner was successfully persuaded? Come, they'll find your weapons on the table, and you may use them in the event of an emergency.
What the hell? I can't even unsheath it.
Ah, you won't be able to use it without authorization. The code's been slightly adjusted. Have we ever seen her use the longsword?
No.
Interesting.
Actually, no, it's part of Violet Breaking Slam. You see it in your Ishmael, at least.
So I've never seen it at all.
You've never used Kira Ish?
No. Like, I feel like Purple Rezo is like 90% there.
It's easier.
Honestly, and NV-Rez is kind of my favorite team.
Yeah, because
it's gotten easier to get NV-Rez with
because like what is it right now? It's middle-ish, Middle Dawn, Middle Sinclair, Pequod Heathcliff, and then what?
I mean, so you have 4 middle IDs with Ishmael, Sinclair, Don Quixote, which you can sub in Queen of Hatred if you want, and
oh yeah,
Merceau. Instead of running Pequod, I actually usually run like multi-crack, because they also have
really.
Yes, because they have envy guards. And I forget my 7th off the top of my head. I think Reindeer Hong Lu has an envy guard.
Which one is Reindeer Hong Lu? Oh, R.
Yeah.
I just see what crew I have from my Mirror Dungeon run that had a pretty decent amount of envy, but not like complete envy. It was less than envy.
Anyway.
Also, taking a Book of Vengeance is only a bad idea if the middle ever finds out.
Now then, let us head to the House of Spiders at once. The back door is up and waiting for us. Oh yeah, we just kind of robbed a lot of Kira's How did we take tattoos?
Slash them, quick style.
Oh yeah, huh? She did mention that. We made our way to the House of Spiders, with Kira trailing behind us, looking like she was smelling something particularly fishy on us. Man, what Kira needs right now is for Ricardo to come and be like, "Hey girl, you're worth it. We'll help you get back on your feet. Now let us beat the shit out of the LCE."
Ring Faust, Ring Hong Lu, Blossom Ryoshu, Alvis Rhodia, and Queequeg Heath. They all have
oh, Purple Guard?
purple skills.
Wayfarer.
Quick Heath's defensive is actually Wrath, not Envy.
But yeah, but
Yeah,
hang
but
on.
yes, but his
Yeah,
2 and 3 are.
Yes, his 2 and 3 are purple skills. He has a lot higher capacity for getting purple.
I find that to make NV Rezo teams work, you actually need to get the NV Rezo off more often than not. Like, you need
Yeah,
it to be
that's
consistent. And not having guards for your off turns to make it more consistent means that sometimes you just break your turn.
yeah, that's why when you mentioned like the envy guard, I was like, oh, that makes sense, honestly.
Funnily enough, I used to field a former L Corp Faust, Yuri Faust, just
Really?
for NV dodge.
Oh yeah, huh?
Emphasis on used to. She's kind of power crept at this point.
Clear selection, please.
이 떨림 다시 하두 내 작품
I've been okay with
소재가 준비됐어.
the gun Ryoshu because of her unopposed attacks.
If you're wondering why my bleed team looks a little weird, is because Jake Monroe turned me onto a really cool mirror dungeon team that is charge, bleed, and rupture.
Interesting.
And that setup is really fucking funny because Faust winds up throwing 70s, but like everybody past slot 3 just kind of is fucking dog shit as a result.
The thing is also, if you're running a Falvis Rhodia, you're gonna want to have a bit of a spread of negative effects anyways.
서두르지 말고 느긋하고 여유롭게.
Only a few days had passed since our last visit, but the place looked markedly different from what we remember.
They covered up all the exhibits. That's funny.
Good. The sight of the hollow, frigid atmosphere and the endless stretch of corridors hadn't changed, but Callista's so-called artworks were now covered in white sheets, and unfamiliar devices were affixed all around the back doors.
Prithee, who might those people tether be?
W Corp, really?
Not W Corp.
Looks like some shady bastards moved in already.
I mean, we've seen that uniform, haven't we?
Well, we saw it in the Taya, but I don't remember where else.
Just in the Uptie story.
Yeah.
For Rodian.
Our guarded reaction prompted Hodenheim to step forward and gesture to one of the oddly dressed figures. It seems introductions are in order for both sides. This is Team Leader Alan from Wayfarer Company, who will be working with us on the investigation into the house's back rooms. Wayfarer Company? A corporate entity partnered with Limbus Company, responsible for providing portal technology. It has, on prior occasions, been referred to as the new or aspiring W Corp, though its name is unofficial. Our employer has also taken to calling you the new L Corp, something we have in common, given that we're both chasing after the same horizon. Oh, I remember that company vying to take over W's place, right? The same horizon? He's probably talking about getting recognized as a wing. After all, the old L Corp had already fallen, while W, from what I heard, is free-falling at this point. And these managers are the sinners of the LCD These are the managers and the sinners of the LCB department, our field ops unit. Frequently deployed to deal with on-site matters firsthand. They have more personnel, but the rest are tied up with other duties elsewhere. Only a handful will be joining this investigation effort. I understand. Field operation units are almost always understaffed anyways. The support you provide is more than sufficient. Wow! He's gorgeous! Alan gave an understanding nod. The man slipped off his bulky helmet before extending his hand in greeting. Pleased to make your acquaintance. The name is Alan, leader of Door Breach Team 4. Oh, you're gonna die.
Real quick, his name is Alan. I'm not sure if they fixed it, but there's another character in the file in the game that showed up once, mind you, named Alan.
That was the dick bag in Kanto 1, wasn't it?
No, I'm talking
That
about
was Hopkins.
the Night All Capitano.
Alan with 2 L's and an E, not Alan with 1 L and an A.
Ah.
But the problem is that for some reason that Alan his sprite was labeled the same name as this Alan. So he ended up showing up.
Oh, that's funny. Night
Yeah,
Owls,
when-
Alan! What are you doing
Yeah.
here?
Yeah,
I
'cause,
did.
like,
I did
when,
notice there was a patch this morning.
Yeah, Jacques Q is like, oh yeah, here I brought these two library survivors. So then it's like
Who
one
the fuck
person
is
and
this
one person
guy?
who's never been there.
Likewise.
I didn't have that bug, but
Yeah, I think
anyhow.
they patched it.
No,
too
you would have to have played that Kanto again. Is the thing.
Yeah, it sounds like it's part of Kanto 8, was it?
Oh, so if you see the cutscene and then this cutscene, then it loads the bug? That's funny.
No, I think you just replaced it after this guy was added in.
Oh, I
Because
see.
they both have the same file name.
Before Faust could even relay my reciprocal greeting, words spilled out of Alan's mouth in a strangely uneven rhythm, as if my ticking didn't bother him at all, like it was sticking to a script he had rehearsed. I've heard great things about you, Manager Dante of Limbus Company and the bus's team performance. You capitalized on the suppression of distortions at T-Corp as leverage to push your products, and the profits were nothing short of staggering, I have heard. Oh yeah, we were supposed to be distortion resolving specialists to the public, but what's that product part about? The manager says it was merely a matter of luck. They'd also look forward to working with you on this task. Can we
Faust's just like, I'm not repeating that.
can we have happy with Kanto? No, you got happy once and it was with Hong Lu. I'd also argue that the ending of Don Quixote's was happy in a bittersweet way.
Well, considering what we're still in the House of Spires, it's kind of hard for a happy one.
Yeah,
Considering
Ryoshu's
it's
was doomed to be fucking brutal.
Yeah.
Oh, are you the interpreter? In that case, I'll be sure to consult the manager only when both of you are available. Sure. Faust doesn't seem particularly pleased with the role Alan had pinned on her, but she nodded anyways. She quietly came to my side and answered my earlier question while Alan carried on with Hohenheim. He is referring to the Monolith Sales Project. The credit was attributed to LCB at the express request of Mr. Hubert, T-Corp's executive director. That dude, still a bro, wow! Like,
Still a CEO though, so
yeah, still corporate scum, but hey, he's got our backs. That's really good. Oh, so that's how that rumor spread, huh? We've reviewed the agreements. Now I understand you'll be assisting in verifying what lies beyond the back doors. I appreciate if you could share any prior knowledge you have about where these back doors connect, as detailed as you can make them, if you don't mind. Hohenheim fixed Kira with a pointed look. Though Kira responded by defiantly cocking her head in a show of irritation, she still gave up a sliver of information that she had.
honestly, I've got pretty much nothing if it's about Robo-Unk in his room.
Oh my god, Kira, I'm going to punch you.
Good luck.
Don't you fucking say Unk ever again.
Unfortunate.
I mean, I've seen Albina hit up that door and the other one over there when she was popping out to farm stuff, but...
Farm?
Oh, it's a gathering material.
I see. What kind of material? What are you, stupid?
Human guts and all that. She'd come back hauling piles of them. So, they're probably connected to some backstreets area.
The back streets, huh? Any more details?
Can you stop prying? You're low-key pissing me off. What? That's literally all I've got, for real.
For a moment, Alan leveled Kira with a stiff expression. And even before I could register what happened, Kira's head jerked to the side from a sudden punch from Alan. Holy shit!
More punch.
Ah!
I thought Kira was nimble enough to dodge a surprise attack that easily, but this one seemed to have caught her completely off guard. She stood there blinking, eyes round in rude surprise. Actually, it wasn't that he caught her off guard. It was the motion of the punch itself that somehow felt off. The fist being raised, the arm being extended, the blow making contact. The chain of actions was there. It just didn't look normal.
What the fuck? Did you just hit me? What the hell's wrong with you?
As Kira reeled from the unexpected strike, Don Quixote spoke up in a cold, sharp tone.
Thou, what manner of discourtesy is this?
Ah. With all that whining, I thought the brat could use a little lesson to remind her of her place.
Actually,
Yeah, no kidding. Go figure that we like, hey, we have an affable-looking guy. He's a dick.
This guy doesn't even, like, know about Kira, does he?
No.
So, for all he knows, he just punched an employee from another corporation.
He probably doesn't care since he's like, quote-unquote, the rising W Corp, he feels like he probably has a lot of, like, leeway into getting away with some shit.
What a fucker.
Yeah,
Anyhow.
I had no intention of damaging your company asset, of course. I simply assumed the level of warning would not be inappropriate in this case. Team Leader Alan. That sort of conduct may not be an issue in your organization, but it is here. Should it happen again, do understand we may choose to terminate today's joint engagement without delay.
I really like Hohenheim going to bat for Kira here.
It's really good, like...
Look, I may not like you, but you don't deserve to get punched in the face for no reason.
My apologies. I will keep that in mind going forward. Alan stood down without arguing back, but Kira looked far from satisfied with how Hohenheim handled this.
He gets to sock me in the face and walk off scot-free. So freaking annoying.
Fortunate enough, her grumbling didn't escalate into her lashing out at Alan. That punch! What the hell was that? It exhibited behavior that defied the standard laws of physics. Presumably a new form of technology utilized by the Wayfarers. That's a good cut, Greased Lightning. Let us resume the task at hand. Senator Ryoshu, give Manager Allen whatever information you have. That door should lead to one of the ring-protected turfs. The other two on the left, I remember they were marked with an X painted with blood. But H and I, where they actually lead. It's all blurry. It seems that's all the information we can provide. Will that suffice? We now know that the doors likely connect to a perceivable area. That's already a big improvement in terms of intel for the Wayfarer Company's backdoor mapping process. Which means there's less chance of us encountering a space beyond human perception past these doors. Alright then, I'll proceed with connection verification. Which door shall we test first?
No, don't open that door. That's a door to the elemental plane of fire.
Oh, that's a baby one. If it was the elemental plane of water, we'd be fucked.
Ah, I'm burning to death.
We'll start with the one Senator Ryoshu mentioned.
Huh? You don't trust me at all, huh? Why even bring me along?
Ignoring Kira's jab, Alan began setting up various devices on the door, and soon an elegant white door opened before us. Shall we?
Art thou joining us as well, Hohenheim?
Just this once. There are procedures for handing over field operations. Alright, let's see what's in there. What the? Is this a kind of wildlife exhibit? The moment we stepped in, the lights hit us all. Ah, so there's the vibrant colors of the Falvians. I was kind of wondering what taxidermy had to do with Falvist.
You'll see.
Drawing squints and frowns from the sinners. Thanks to my lack of physical eyes, I can make out a room filled with statues, or perhaps taxidermied animals? It felt like a gallery of sorts, but it was so quiet the air itself seemed to carry a strange, somber weight. After a moment, someone shattered the silence, but it wasn't Don Quixote, our usual suspect.
Holy shit, this scale is just insane! That's the whale from Aid Association Great Lakes Special Issue!
Kira, who seemed to be beaten down all along, exclaimed with a bit more energy in her voice. What's that thing with the horn? What's the mass of thorns? The thing on the left, I think, is like 3 reindeers? The thing with the horn looks like... A monkey mixed with a saber-toothed tiger and a rhino.
It's fucked up, is what it is.
A little bit.
Man, seeing in real life sure hits different. The Indigo Elder solo one-shots these monsters with that harpoon of his, huh?
You know, what would have been really funny if they just had like that one taxidermy fox sitting on the chair.
Bro. And she's referring to the old man in the sea, right?
Yeah,
Indigo Elder, yeah.
She's
Yep.
really just said it right there.
See, anytime indigo is mentioned, I think of purple, not blue.
It's in between.
It's a Great Lake whale. Doesn't look like one we encountered, though. Organisms of various sources can be identified here. Singularly modified, outskirt-born. They look almost alive. They're not, right? No, they're...
Not, duh. My Robo-Unk did say that the ring has these zoos where they put monsters on display alive.
I hate this. But also, Kira's a fun character to have.
Man, this would have been way more fun if we could see the moving ones. Everything here's dead. Still looks crazy sick, though. The vibe really hits.
Even though she was trying to play it cool, Akira kept sneaking glances at the massive horn display off to the side, clearly surprised in a way she couldn't hide. That said, I felt a distinct shortage of hyperactivity given the presence of a certain someone. Dawn?
The eye of a second kindred of House Tepes. What is it doing here?
Wait,
Like,
hang the fuck on.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Did you of all the literary references, you expect Dracula not to be in this?
No, that I get. But we got Vlad's fucking eye here.
No, a second kindred. It's Alucard's eye.
Oh no! At the mention of the word kindred, I couldn't help but follow Don Quixote's gaze. Opposite the whale was another kind of exhibit. It contained items leaning on the more gruesome side of things, starting with a crimson eyeball that caught Don Quixote's attention, and body parts like hands and bones that looked as though they had been stripped from the human body. It's a gallery of the School of Fauvism. Probably a main studio at that, which comes with a maestro's atelier and an auction house.
If I remember correctly, I think I read somewhere that there's a blood fiend elder in the ring.
Yeah.
Alan, we will be making our exit shortly. Prepare to initiate lockdown. Before Hohenheim could even finish his transmission, numerous footsteps closed in from somewhere nearby. Oh man, this thing looks sick as fuck.
This character is female, by the way. Not that you would be able to tell.
Yeah.
Which I have a feeling this might be, if Ryoshu gets a ring ID, this will be her.
Turning towards the sound of the shoes clacking on the floor, we found strange figures wearing animal masks staring directly at us. This is not related to the Bremen folk, right?
No.
No. The musicians
the
of Bremen were unaffiliated with the ring.
Interesting.
Yeah, they're because the musician of Bremen's was actually just a distortion.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, also a band of lunatics. That presence, it's kind of like Papa's. Ain't no way. That's not a raid boss we can clear at our level. We gotta get out of here.
It's not that simple. Retreating is not a viable solution right now. This door is connected to the House of Spiders. Escaping without installing a security system will invite pursuit. We must stall them until Alan's ready to initiate lockdown. As tensions thickened, one of the strangers who wore a peculiar bone mask stepped forward. The voice that spoke to us carried equal parts curiosity and delight. You came through that door. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I like what you're doing.
You came through that door. Then the house's fall wasn't just a baseless rumor. A stray little spiderling fallen from her parents' web. How many years has it been? You. Who are you? Oh, right. It would make sense that you would fail to recognize me. I used to wear a different mask back when I used to visit you as a tutor, didn't I? Wolf, if memory serves right. Yes, that must have been when I was quite captivated by the sensations of tearing into raw, still thrashing flesh of living prey. And the predator's ferocity, yet cavernously resonant howling. Rings a bell. You're the maester whose whole lesson was a 3-hour sermon praising the intensity of primary colors and the strength of living creatures. Benoit, was it? That's right, Emile Benoit. And they say you can't hatch a phoenix from a chicken's egg. Doesn't always apply, I see.
Emile Benoit in real life was a man.
Look. If 3 other gachas in 2 other anime have taught us, characters are gonna get gender bent.
Yeah, Rodian's right there.
Yeah, I know. I just felt like pointing it out.
See, my first thought was the, one of the 3 girls from Act 5 of Symphogear. I forget the name, though. Looks like that mind of yours is still sly as a raven, unlike your nurse father's. Yes, Cagliostro, thank you. Don't presume. I only remember you because the technically of hides and guts. Made for a passable AW.
Also, the real person's name was Henry Emile Benoit Matisse.
Run that by me again, Henry, what?
Henry Emile Benoit Matisse.
Ah. Wow, that's a lot of male protagonists in classical literature. Weird, right?
I wonder why.
Look, all I'm saying is that if Camus wanted to, he could have made Meursault a tall, big-muscled, big-titty woman. But he didn't.
He'd be too strong. They throw out a bone for the bin likers.
Matisse is commonly regarded, along with Pablo Picasso, as one of the artists who best helped define the revolutionary developments in the visual arts throughout the opening decades of the 20th century, responsible for significant developments in painting and sculpture. The intense colorism of the works he painted between 1900 and 1905 brought him notoriety as one of the fauves, French for wild beasts.
Cool. At first glance, it looked like Ryoshi was casually taking a trip down memory lane with the maestro. I had a feeling she was in fact dragging this out on purpose to buy us time.
That is what taxidermy has to do with fauvism.
I must have missed it. What is tax? Oh, because they mentioned like
Wild
beast.
yeah. How long till the lockdown sequence thing is ready?
Young Hohenheim, the lockdown sequence.
Don Quixote, who had been shooting the ring members an incensed glare sparked by the discovery of a kindred's eyes, swiftly relayed my words to Hohenheim without even a hint of her earlier shenanigans. I'm afraid that progress and speed of the lockdown sequence lies in Alan's hands, not mine. It is, by its nature, a time-consuming work. We cannot expect haste. Perhaps that does make this a suitable juncture to trial Plan A. Plan A? Any suggestion that involves Don Quixote removing his shoes would not be dignified with a serious discussion. Instead, maybe what Hohenheim had in mind had nothing to do with Don's shoes, because he opened his mouth as though he was about to retort to Faust's categorical rejection. But the moment that he followed Faust's eyes and saw what he was looking at, he quietly shut his mouth and said nothing further. Faith in potentiality is not something I dislike. As for this, however, this seems more like grasping at straws. At the end of her gaze was Ryoshi's blade, Arayashiki. Arayashiki, okay.
Yep.
I was gonna try using it anyway. I have long waited to see if a maestro's death is any different. Telling him that we were just leaving won't work, will it? No, it won't. Every individual present here would be quite the fascinating specimen to the artists of the ring. We are practically a windfall of inspiration and material that has so conveniently been delivered to them. It is improbable that they will allow us to return unharmed. Faust is right. She and Hohenheim are geniuses, and Ryoshi is the wielder of the Araya-shiki. Don Quixote is a Gindred. A Gindred! Ugh.
A Gindred? Ugh.
Ah, yes, a Ginger Kindred. Truly a terrible fate. A kindred of a higher generation, and I happen to house a golden bow in my head. I have no idea how much information the ring has on us. But even if they knew nothing, they wouldn't let us go easily. Are you sure about this, Ryoshu? Doesn't matter if I'm SAT or not, Clock. Think of that woman as Lei Hung, and do as you did with HC's mansion. I'll take care of the rest. Right, that's probably our best shot. What Ryoshu meant was quite clear. Resonate with the bows, secure an advantage to fight on equal footing, then catch him off guard by slowing down the flow of time. A cut from the Araya-shiki, even if it doesn't give us a real fighting chance, may at least stall the Maestro long enough to give us time to get away. This floor of the exhibit only houses submissions from the students and docents. But, if you look closely enough, there are some passable ones that show the promise of excellence. And above all, this is the gallery of the School of Fauvism. And mine, the gallery of Emile Benoit. Which is why I'd prefer to take you without any unnecessary fights, if possible. A shame. Still, we're talking about a unique relic here. A masterless one at that. Acquiring the Araya-shiki makes it worth the cost. If you want a taste... Confusion flickered around Ryoshi's face as she tried to unsheath the blade. What's the matter? How? The lock on the House of Spiders used to bind Araya-shiki no longer exists, so why? Why can't I draw the blade? Now that's unexpected. So the rumors of you mastering the relic were false? The Maestro only gave a loose swing of her arm, but it was enough to make Ryosha recoil. A shadow of surprise crosses her face. The wound looked like nothing more than a light gash, yet the Maestro's contemplative gaze shifted between the blood on Ryoshi's arm and her own, as though the attack had been an experiment to prove a hypothesis. It wasn't hard to guess what she was thinking. Huh. Noticed, didn't you? I had my doubts from the moment I saw you today. Was the House of Spiders a success or a failure? Tell me, Yoshihide, what do you think a serpent's defining strength is? What are you on about now? Ask any student and they'll give the same predictable answer. The deadly venom, the sleek scales. Why, it's lamentably disappointing. The Maestro advanced toward us with an assured certainty, and seized a beige thread dangling from the ceiling. No, calling it a mere thread would be wrong. It was something that resembled a thread, yet felt much more disturbing. I, for one, have a particular liking for the jaw and the spine. The flexibility of the spine linked like a chain, and the jaw bound not by bone but ligaments that allow the animal to swallow their prey whole. Perhaps I should have said that I admired their structural refinement. The thrice-coiled ring on her ring finger gave off a cold glint, and the walls and ceiling suddenly began to echo with the sickening squelch and crack of flesh and bone assembling. What the hell is that? Which brings me to ask, what better way to claim this delivery of promising material with a single bite than a work of art fashioned from a snake? The Maestro plunged her arm into the long serpentine body of a monster. Her sheer presence radiated a pressure of oppression as that of the Nurse Fathers, only more primal and untempered. I saw a really good piece of fan art today that showed Faust Rhodia with the whale over there quoting quoting the line from Godric in Elden Ring. Gentlemen, bear witness! Consider it a privilege. This is the first time this piece has ever been exhibited to an outsider. Hohenheim, is the lockdown sequence still not ready? 1 minute to go, step aside! The attack from the ego here, Hohenheim hastily brandished didn't even last a moment. The weapon was knocked from his hand. As I scrambled to equip the sinners with their identities, something abruptly stopped the beast-like appendage midway through its hurtling motion. And the one who intercepted the blow.
Ah, shit!
Holy shit, look at that! Gentlemen, behold! A snake arm! Was Kira, struggling to push back against the serpentine arm with her still sealed blades. Did she suddenly have a change of heart that I was unaware of?
Shit. This wasn't the plan at all!
Obviously not. She could have changed her mind. She couldn't have changed her mind that quickly. Because the look on her face can be anything more than utter regret. The middle, huh? For someone who doesn't seem to be a proper member, you've inked quite the quantity of tattoos onto yourself. Ah, you must be the new kid Matthias took in. Why do you stand in my way?
Fucked if I know! I'm already regretting it, alright? Damn it, they're definitely gonna ditch me here. Why'd I even...
Heh. Must be instinct taking over. Couldn't fully shake off the opponent's killing intent, so the body chose to clash head-on. So, the behavioral facet of the psyche can be controlled with suitable training. Unexpected data, but useful to be sure.
Not now.
Shut it, mister! Quit yapping and let me use my blades!
Authorized and ready. Lifting locks now. Kira's thermal weapons emerge from their sheaths with a metallic clang. She used the recoil of the motion to skid back and assume a defensive stance. Naturally, that broke Benoit's arm from the deadlock. The Meister lashed out again with that monstrous limb, but...
Huh?
Tis a
foul injustice to strike against an unprepared opponent in a duel! Behold, for I shall allow thee a glimpse of the badass form that only the most renowned of fixers have displayed throughout the ages!
Seeing an opening, Don Quixote slammed into the arm with her full might, knocking it off its trajectory. Predictably, however, the sheer force of the Meister's attacks instantly reduced her to a red sludge of flesh and bone, sending her remains crashing into the door.
Behold, Miss Manager Esquire, I've become a red mist!
You have truly become a piece of art, Don. Now get back together! Ready to initiate lockdown. I'll seal the door immediately upon your exit. Everyone to the door. Faust retrieved the remnants of Sinner 3? As Faust made her exit with what was once Don Quixote, the students of the ring surrounded Kira, barring her way out. A hollow chuckle slips from her lips.
I called it for real. This is exactly why I didn't want to get involved.
Taking Kira back with us would mean Taking Kira back with us would mean having a sizable force of the ring trail right behind her through that door. Kira, too, seemed to have realized the risk that no one in their right mind would want to take. She lowered her head in defeat as though she knew full well the fate that awaited her.
I'm such a dumbass. What was I thinking diving in like that?
You don't have to stand out. Get over here now!
Hey, these guys are gonna come flooding in if I...
You, TTM. Want to get cleaved in half again?
You pin this on me later. You're gonna pay.
Blocking the Maester's arm by a hair as it came down on her again, Kira hurled herself towards the door with every bit of strength she could muster. More than a few students rushed the doorway, chasing at the sinners who had gotten ahead, but... Lockdown sequence complete. All backdoor links have been cut. Fortunately, Alan managed to sever the connection between the two back doors before the Maestro could cross over. Bullcut. Think you could still use your arms?
I'm fine.
So she says. Kira would be a strong enough addition to fight with us, but the ring members have managed to cross formed a rather sizable force. Fighting off with just the sinners I have at my side would not be the best course of action. In that case... Guys, I assume you're all available right now. As soon as I call out to the sinners, their voices came through Hohenheim's radio, one after another. Huh? I guess? Ready for your order, Executive Matter. I, Otis, am prepared to answer your call whenever and wherever. Hang on, I just need to finish this bite. Everyone, to me!
To me! Okay, bro, yeah, always eating.
She's gonna dive headfirst into that fucking bowl of pho.
Nom nom nom.
먼저 끝내고 돌아오는 친구는 맛있는 거 사줄게. 물론
Speaking of rodeo.
카드로.
Guess who's here?
Fucking. Oh, hey!
LCE?
That also, those two are cut out. That's really good.
Yeah, you should look at her skills. That's the only thing that's crossed out.
Oh, that's some good details. I like this. I wonder if this is testing out something that gets rid of tags. Begins encounters with thermal blades off. Okay, so it's still mostly the same thing for her.
She still gets grudge, but the middle is crossed through.
Look at the students.
Is he an owlbear? What is this?
Because, yeah.
Mall
You-
color
look,
blue.
Click on the mall color. Look what it has.
When hit, gain 1 sinking
It
potency for every 3 stacks. At 5 stack, lose 5 SP.
They have lore text.
If the middle uses their tattoos for self-augmentation, does that mean the ring's tattoos more brands that, when forcibly applied, weaken their enemies? Oh god, we get inked ourselves. What the fuck?
Yeah. He joined it.
Congratulations, you have been given a tattoo, forcibly.
What are your thoughts on Kira becoming a full member of Hohenheim Rose's group? I honestly like that, because we've been getting that a lot, and I was really hoping we'd get that earlier with people like Yuri, and honestly, I would have loved Effie and Saudi as part of our crew, but, you know, they were LCE employees anyway.
LCB.
LCB.
No. Read all. I think there's more. Like there's flavor text on some of their moves.
If you find multicolor rouge.
Oh, well, go to Rouge. That's or try passage then, as well.
Some
There we
say
are.
the ring's paint is made from the same base material as augmentation tattoos. They are both nigh indelible pigments that take considerable effort to erase, let alone bleach.
I couldn't remember that. There you go. Passage.
The first step is always but a single animal, and for every quest for art and ferrity, another beast is layered atop that previous specimen. To think this is where all the Soul and a Half kids are gonna go, it's truly tragic.
And also, Kira's no joke. She'll fight.
Yeah, she's also a higher level than us.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, this being an unfocused fight is going to be a bit rough, mostly because these guys can have pretty strong coins.
I don't know, I always...
Of course, she's not as strong as when you fought her, but
She's still got hands.
yeah, she's still got hands.
So do these guys.
Yeah, they got fucking yowie hands, holy shit.
No, they have paws.
Oh, look,
Yeah,
damn it.
hands I was saying. Okay, it is the metaphorical kind.
완벽한 한 방.
Yeah, paws. It's more like claws at this point.
You are being hunted by furries. Oh no.
Yeah, it's too bad that the furries are all like fucking insane psycho artists in this universe.
I mean,
A day ending in Y in the city.
아이씨, 짜증나게.
Honglu, I need you to lock the fuck in.
Sorry, Manager Esquire, I'm just not feeling the inspiration today.
Go get him, girl.
남았어도 이 정도쯤은.
also think they can be pretty rough.
I also like that she jokes about herself being cut in half. Girl's got a sense of humor.
I really don't want to split here, but you're forcing my hand.
당장 손질하라옴.
Do I have a
Faust
Faust?
has her super.
Yeah, she's about to be unchained.
영감이 떠올랐다.
그게 바로 핵심.
See, I don't know how like
아무 저항도 못하고
Oh my god, Hong Lu!
짜증나게.
how organized the pinky was working. So yeah, you're gonna have to block. I had to block him because until he get his sanity up, it's like he had a hard time fighting with these guys.
보여드려야겠군요. 왜냐면 예술을.
But anyways,
There we go.
when it comes
Gender unlock.
to,
죽음으로 끝내기엔 죄가 넘.
I wonder what like what's the most like who was the least terrible of the finger branches to be under?
Hard to tell. People have been arguing.
Rodian gets a little sparkly. I haven't actually used her yet, so.
I was using her just because I wanted to get Hong Lu's ult out super quick. I think that might be
Like,
related to the Malkuth aura.
No,
Yeah.
she gets a little sparkly on her like hotbar.
Oh yeah, look at that. What is that?
I don't know.
Oh, I wonder if that's
Some of her
related to her
moves
like
are-
hairpins.
Yeah, but some of her moves are dependent on how many negative effects are on a certain number of negative effects on their opponent.
Oh damn it! I wanted the fluid sac.
No fluid sack for you.
Get a second hand pop yet.
예사롭지가 않은데? 아주 작살을 내놨어.
I like how she
I
pulls.
like how
the-
she pulls the strings on her arm like it's a chainsaw.
그래.
I was going to say that. Thanks, Festivor.
13조 2항에 맞추려면 그게
I'm a
책임이야.
motherfucking perpetual motion machine.
I'm a fucking genius.
바이올렛 브레이크 슬랩.
See, she does it too.
Yeah, think about like the fingers and whatnot. Being under the thumb is just like incredibly strict hierarchy. That's what the hierarchy is. The middle, just like follow the rules and you're fine. Otherwise, you're fucking dead.
Oh, we
The
get to
index-
see it. Holy shit.
Closing time.
That's fucking awesome. Wow.
엄청난
Yeah,
공격이었어. 일깨워 주실
Yeah, the
만한
index you have to follow. You have to follow the prescripts, or you get you die.
절대로 이제
The ring,
괜찮네요.
unfortunately for their protection, you have art homework.
혼자서 뭘 어떻게
좋아.
한 거야?
이걸로 삭감이
Yeah,
해결.
God.
그런 건
전개가
배우자,
예상되는
나도.
삼추 소수진의
You know about this from Ring Otis's uptie.
It's only the first door, and the impediments are already beyond expected levels.
I swear, I thought that was it for me back there.
Events of this nature won't be frequent. We were merely beset by ill luck.
If you just listened to me and picked another door, we wouldn't have gotten cooked like that in the first place. Like, why even drag me into this if you're not gonna trust me, weirdos?
We would have opened them all up at the end of the day. SD.
SD, what's that?
Same diff.
Again, why shorten it like that? Just say duh or something. Just spell it out and say what it was anticipated.
That's WA.
Huh?
Good work, everyone. Wayfarer does have a team dedicated to this sort of task, but the mortality rate is quite high. Honestly, I was bracing myself for the worst. The odds of completing the first door of an expedition without any casualties is under 15%. This, by all measures, counts as a flawless expedition. Tapping away at his device, Alan addressed us with an amicable smile. He seemed totally different from the same man who had manhandled Kira with a fist to the face. Those Falvists won't be able to cross over anymore with the door completely locked down. Right? That cannot be asserted with certainty. Are you saying more might come? The corridors and back doors have always been the ring's turf, Clock. And those Falvist beasts have endured a long-standing faction within the ring. If they've gotten that much history, they must know many backdoors, both the origin and destination points. Alan clarified what Ryosha was hinting at. Yes, compared to them, we lack sufficient knowledge of alternate routes, which makes it difficult to prevent infiltration. No need to concern yourselves over much. Even if that were the case, it's unlikely they would move on the House of Spiders so soon.
They could always rush for a surprise attack, though.
I was thinking the same thing. We could, like, bottleneck an entrance. Even if that Fauvist Maestro seemed to lack clear intel on the event that took place at the House of Spiders. If so, it follows that they need time to assess and deliberate about the situation.
The situation?
Don, you got a little red there.
Oh, don't mind me. Lick.
The logical scope of their concerns will be identifying the organization that has secured the House of Spiders, the possibility of additional traps beyond the back doors, and the like. Once all backdoor-related procedures tied to the House of Spiders are complete, the resulting security framework should be able to preempt and block any infiltration attempts. This operation is a lot more important than I thought. That aside, why couldn't I draw the blade? Is it the new scabbard's fault? Ryoshu lifted the sheathed sword with an irritated frown. That's when I felt the faint vibration. The blade was twitching ever so slightly.
That quivering most faint? 'Twas seen by all indeed? Damn, I saw it too. Is it possessed or something?
Looks like I wasn't the only one who saw the sword twitching as though it wasn't pleased at all with how Ryoshu was talking about it. Ryoshu's gaze lingered on the sword before slowly shifting towards the back doors. Could it be that seeing the scabbard brought back some memory of Araya? Hey, do you... Is it an SS? A demon edge? An enchanted blade? Which is it?
Oh my god.
It's probably neither of those, nor is it sentient. This presents a fine opportunity to conduct another examination of the sword. Excuse us for a moment, Team Leader Allen. Please, feel free to go ahead. The attack just now damaged some devices, so we're gonna have to perform some maintenance before continuing. There's plenty of other work for me to do while you're away, too. This has only been Section 2, and it is almost 2 hours?
Are we to return to the headquarters research facility then?
No, that won't be necessary. There's a facility here that should provide more than adequate.
Listen, while it's only 14 no's this intervallo, it's a lot of yapping.
Yeah. They had to get, you know, Ryoshu's plot back. I'm sorry, it was 3 nodes we were at.
Maybe it was for 6 hours. I can't remember right. I'm bad at time.
Mine was low under 4.
Hohenheim brought us to what looked like a research lab, lined with cables, rows of screens, and diagrams full of complex symbols and shapes. I didn't know there was a place like this in the House of Spiders. This is an FOB constructed by Limbus Company following Operation Spiderpire. It did not exist prior to the House's fall. It is intended for additional backdoor investigation and research into irregular phenomena observed during the operation. Yeah, I was expecting this to be two episodes.
Oh well.
It happens. Besides, next week's schedule is going to be, funny, let's say. Irregular phenomena. An example. Research subjects such as a spatial analysis of the correlation between the emergence of Sinner 11 sign and the manifestation of possible future. Oh. Looking around, I spotted Sinclair and a group of researchers surrounding him, the same people that dragged him off earlier. They were accompanied by a gaggle of sinners who had tagged along to either watch the show or kill some time while they took a breather after work.
Well, that's convenient.
Hohenheim? How long will the examination take? Huh. With Sinclair's biometric assessment concluded, the analyzer device should be available for the relic now. Which means that it should be finished in an hour from now at the latest. The scabbard rattled again at the mention of an hour. I don't know why or how, but the way it swayed almost felt like a child trembling. It's moving again. Come along, Ryoshu. I expect you will want to witness the procedure. Fine. Ryoshu and Hohenheim headed off to the side. The examination was probably going to start immediately. Time to get to Sinclair, then... Wait. I was making my way towards Sinclair, who was getting bombarded with questions, when an unexpected figure behind a pillar caught my eye. It's
Look who it is.
Vespa, with a big piece of paper covered in crooked handwriting taped to his back. What? I am not Vespa Cabrillo.
Kick me.
Snack thief? Ah, manager. Cat on snacks. Mr. Stringbean ate all of them up. Sorry, but I think there's some misunderstanding. Vergi, kick his ass. Not only is this matter not worth pointing fingers over, but Charon also shares some of the responsibility for leaving that on the table unattended. Still, I would prefer you exercise more care next time, or you'll put me in a tough spot. Understood.
He's a hungry boy.
Charon, super sulky mode engage. Not talking for half a day. Deploying super pass bitter candy.
Real
Beep
quick,
beep mode disabled.
that little bit, it may seem like it, but if some people say it had, that little bit actually has a bit, that little line the exchange between those two just there has more meaning if you read Leviathan.
Interesting.
It's super cute. It's super cute. He's such a good dad.
But also kind of sad if you know the context.
I'm not sure if this is an appropriate request, but may I remove the paper from my back now? It's a little inconvenient for me. Charon forgives this time. Next time, no mercy. Best make sure she doesn't listen to that radio channel again. Virgilius looked down with an inscrutable expression as Charon peeled the snack thief sign off of Vespa's back. Make sure to remember this so I don't have to think I'm burning through what little candy chance I have left on such trivial nonsense. Thank you.
He's such a hungry boy.
Vespa gave a polite thanks, but was already picking something off another plate and stuffing it into his mouth.
At least he's not eating Moses' arm again.
But wait a minute, I was saving that! I assume you were being picky. Well, now you know. Yet I still see you gobbling up my share. Ugh. He took my snack too, Virgil. Kick his ass! Rodion Romanovich. I am aware that half of the total snack budget allocated to each center is being funneled into your snacking expense. And now you're raiding the LCE supply as well. Chill. That's toast been agreed upon, okay? Besides, that's that and this is this.
She said the line! She said the line!
I clapped. The lines on Virgilius's brow looked deeper than usual today. Hoping to help him out of this endless cycle of snack-related headaches to satisfy my own curiosity, I drew near our guide and broke his brooding silence with my ticks. Did we learn anything about Sinclair's sign? Dante is inquiring about the outcome of the research on the sign. I heard from the researchers, but nothing of particular significance came of it. Observation of the sign has so far been limited to 2 individuals, the manager and Sinclair. Due to the limited accessibility of the phenomenon, the only verifiable information so far has been its existence. For a second, I thought you said a different word and thought you knew something about Dante I didn't. I mean, Inferno is a very interesting fan fiction, let's say. Researching that which cannot be observed is bound to be difficult. Faust had a point. Aside from Sinclair, none of the sinners can actually see the sign. And the same would go for the researchers. Even Sonia said only a select few could perceive it. If there were more individuals bearing signs, there would be a wider pool for a comparable analysis of statistical samples to narrow down the scope. However, records indicate no suitable reference exists. At present, the research effort is limited to reducing variables such as whether or not the irregular phenomena are tied to the location where the battle took place. By individuals bearing signs, do you mean people like Damien and Sanson? Wait, Sanson could perceive the sign?
The vampire.
I know. He could perceive it?
Yeah, he had it.
I never noticed. I know the water bowl dude has it. Wait, then those guys can do what Sinclair did? Pull in some super powerful future self and just wreck everything? Even Sonya? I should step in and put an end to this subject before Rhodia gets the blues. I don't think so, from what Ishmael and Faust reported back then. Right. Sinclair from the future said each sign carries a different power, I think. Maybe, you know, those layer of light rings Damien used to finish off Cromer, or Sanson dragging us into a story could be a difference?
That does seem plausible.
So none of that is information we could confirm yet. Smile? Thumbs up? Correct. As you have stated, any discussion of this subject would not venture beyond the realm of wild speculation. Nothing has been proven yet, ergo fear would be an unnecessary response at present. This is at best grounded in supposition, but it would seem that the researchers are coaxing forth a hypothesis from the vestiges left in the wake of Sinclair's future self. Oh, that bit about the sign maybe being some singularity or whatever, yeah? The precise position of the hypothesis was that the fundamental principles of the sign's workings may be equivalent to those of singularities or relics. But as no actionable evidence is obtained from Sinclair, there's presently no means by which this hypothesis may be validated. I see. Then nothing came out of them dragging Sinclair off for that research? Oh, you also thought I was being dragged off, but still let that happen. No! I mean... I'm kidding. Just thought I'd try going along with the mood. The old Sinclair wouldn't have even thought to joke around like that. He's really changed lately. For the better, I think? I really need the signature idea of the season to show up. It's gonna be the Pinky Ryoshu. Basically the idea that, like, the loop would have continued on and on beyond, Ryoshu's, like, patron, let's say, and then into Araya, and then beyond Araya.
Yeah.
It seems
Sucks.
like the variance here is that Ryoshu was willing to break the chain in more ways than one. So, did anything happen that we should worry about, or... I stuck close to him just in case. Nothing serious came up. Just took some blood, a small skin sample. Oh, and they were also checking to see if the sign reacted to electrical stimulation. I was gonna say Big Sis Ishmael here to save the day, but it really doesn't sound like she did.
I mean, they probably just hooked up like one of those like cathodes, if you've ever had one of those tests.
I don't think I have, huh?
Hmm.
Yeah, and oh, I had to fill out some questionnaires too. Things like, please describe for what you remember from the battle exactly as it happened, and list the sensation you felt when you regained consciousness. And your memories of that moment have yet to return? Wait, who was on that team? It was Faust, Ish, and Sinclair.
It was Faust, Ish, and Sinclair, correct.
Okay. So you
Which
saying
basically makes Faust and Ishmael the only people who saw it, and Faust ain't saying shit.
Now,
as usual.
Is she legally not supposed to? Or is she being blue-balled by Gesellschaft?
Who knows?
No, I don't think they'll ever come back, actually. Faust said they only exist within my future self, so... Wait. Before my future self to even have those memories, shouldn't I carry them in the first place? Oh, which comes first? I can't believe not only is Sinclair like a chicken egg, he's the question of which came first, the chicken or the egg. A paradox, it would seem. Huh. In such a case. That Sinclair is merely one branch among many possible futures. if the future unfurls into boundless branches by means of ceaseless bifurcation, then the body of information that constitutes a certain future would scatter into grains more fleeting than dust, too diminished to even reverse their course and trace their path to the self. Is that the theory suggested? Not a certainty, but a plausible interpretation.
Dragon's beard.
Here you go again, more of that nonsense only you lot understand. Oh wait, remember or not, that future guy still came out of him, didn't he? And some part of him's gotta be still left somewhere in there, yeah? Like muscle memory or whatever. Perhaps he could pull out some of those tricks from back then. Tricks from back then? Heard you kicked off proper out there. You didn't pull out that trick you picked up from that plaster little geezer, right? Not just that, he was using that Mang technique effortlessly too.
Mong.
What? The glowing ring thing? Yep, that glowing ring thing. He had two of them coiled around his weapon. I used the glowing ring thing? This is the first time I'm hearing about this. Alright, so what exactly is the glowing ring thing? Anyone? Maybe some technique that enhances physical capability. I mean, I guess that the flashy aura that makes you real... Oh, wait. I mean, I guess that flashy aura that makes you real tough, it was one part of it. But there's gotta be more, right? I don't know. Could be a secret finger thing passed down through the members. Technique and all that. Look at it. The black Konina, that lay-hung prick, that nurse father we fought. Well, a lot of them's fingers, ain't they? The notion seems to unravel, for even among the LCD, there are those who came to wield it. And Virgilius, too. So what? Only proper hard bastards can use it? Some plush top-end chick, is it? Without anyone in particular prompting it, the sinners slowly turned their gaze towards Virgilius and Vespa. Did Vespa have a shin?
Yes, he did.
Yes.
He manifested both Shin and I think he had one Mong in his fight against Sora and against Matthias.
Huh. I only want to wield it
Hungry boy.
for my team leader, too. I have a sensory understanding of Shin, but I can't claim nothing too profound. However, one I could spare some rumors, though they are all without proper source. Rumors? Like, circulated among elite fixers in an association leadership.
You're making me hungry, Vespa.
Sorry. That there exists a power called Shin, capable of enhancing the body without having to pay expensive upkeep.
A rumor amongst fixers, sayest thou?
Yes, even the technique of how to manifest it, how two tips, really, spread through hearsay.
Oh yeah, that tracks. That Super Ricky column in the latest mag bonus fed. Bro was really popping up with it. Straight up aura farmed with the shiny Mang wrapped around the weapon.
Oh my god. She is adorable. I want to strangle her sometimes.
Cuteness aggression.
You leave her alone.
Must be that thine mine eyes are yet to be privy to seeing such a marvel in a video.
It's... How do I put this? It's like Homer strangling Bart.
Wait, you serious? It's in the latest issue. Literally on the videotape in the back. Maybe you missed it? Videotape?
I'm only used to black and white videos on the teleprompter.
Alas, for many a week I've been stranded from Mephi, relieving me of a chance to read not only the prior chronicle, but the latest one as well.
Can't believe we can't get YouTube on the bus.
No, we can't get YouTube in Hongwan.
Ah.
Remember, we never left.
Woe is me! When I return, I shall feast through the night upon those nobles' exploits of adventuring fixers.
As Don Quixote dramatically spiraled into a state of utter dejection, Otis cut into the conversation, her gaze narrowing with suspicion.
Melodol, I think the idea is that she has a subscription. It's just that it gets delivered to Mephistopheles. And she hasn't been there for a while.
Whereas Mephistopheles somewhere in Hongwan. We just haven't left for 2 kantos.
Well, not necessarily in Hongwan. It's just that we're physically in another place because no LTE.
Oh, yeah,
and
right,
outside and whatnot.
Right, we teleported somewhere.
But essentially, what comes to like the bus, we haven't left Hongwan.
She doesn't seem to know what a videotape is. Yeah, that's the one I was thinking is that,
No, I think she knows what a videotape is. She was just like, wait, what? There's a video of this? Oh no, I'm missing out. Where?
From what I could recall, the mantle of Shin grants its users a high degree of physical enhancement. There's no such thing as reinforcement without supplies. No power of that magnitude comes without an equivalent cost to wield it. That power relies on emotion and will for manifestation. Its output is not consistent like prosthesis and augmentation. And depending on how it's used, the consequence it demands can reach levels comparable to ego you use. You mean to say it exacts a toll upon the mind? I can walk you through the fundamentals, if you'd like. From what I observed, it appeared to be a technique reserved for those of considerable strength. At our current level, is it not unreasonable to assume we can make use of it?
No, take lessons.
Regarding that, our team leader has been conducting intensive research. And according to her, physical strength itself has little bearing on one's ability to learn and wield Shin. As the Yellow Harpoon says, it is in essence a power that can be learned by almost anyone, provided they know the proper method of training. Vespa's brows visibly twitched the moment Yellow Harpoon left Virgil's lips. Yeah, it doesn't seem like he's a big fan of his own title. The Yellow Harpoon. I would have gone on submarine, but... well, it fits, I think. He's got those yellow stripes on his clothes and he uses a harpoon. Can he argue with that? If we were to exaggerate, even Sinner Yisung's pre-contract self could manage to learn it. Why must this self of mine be chosen as the point of comparison? Well, because you're the wimpiest one here. Don't let it get to you. Even so, it would be a mistake to assume it's a power anyone can grasp with ease. As long as you are bound by contract as sinners, your ability to wield it will be severely limited. Unless you rely on particular identities or come upon an extraordinary circumstance. Yeah, because Merceau gets access to Shin via Lei Hung, right?
Yes.
Don Quixote also gets access to Shin via...
oh yeah, so does
Toradon.
Yisang.
Yeah, it's a lot of we got to remember they're all really hampered. For instance, Heathcliff is also hampered. He without his ability to learn from his innate abilities, such as dimension hopping, power to dead, and his wuthering beam.
His wuthering what?
His wuthering beam?
Wuthering beam! Shame that. Would have been useful.
Their egos also seem to be hampered by being sinners. It's just restricted to the
Base
formed
value.
at the base egos. Yeah. Hey, then what about me? Can I learn it too?
Kira, who had been fidgeting with her fingers, raised an arm and asked as though she couldn't hold the question back any longer. Come to think of it, the middle nurse father didn't use Shin or Mang. Papa never taught me how to use it. He always said I could get stronger without a stupid crutch like that. Huh.
Wait, hey, hey, wait a second.
It wasn't that he didn't teach you, he couldn't. He was a man who probably never had once reflected upon his own sins. A piece of trash like him would be incapable of even comprehending such a power in the first place. Vespa's response always comes back dripping with venomous hatred whenever the conversation turns to the topics of fingers. Kira must have noticed it too, or perhaps she simply couldn't find the right words to push back. Either way, she held her tongue, her expression setting into a blend of frustration and something that looked a little too close to sadness. If you want to reduce it to a yes or no, then yes. You will be able to learn it with the odds in your favor. That is, assuming the company decides to tolerate your continued existence.
I already said I get it.
Alright, but please be nice to her.
As it stands, you're nothing more than a pending case of disposal, closer to a threat than you are an ally, strictly speaking. Don't get too comfortable because the manager and the sinners treat you with lenience. Step out of line and you'll be the one who pays. There was nothing in what Virgilia said that I could argue with. Kira had been a member of the House of Spiders. She murdered scores of LCE researchers and left us with plenty of memories we'd rather not revisit. For now, we're just working together. Not contesting that decision doesn't mean we have no hard feelings towards her. Leaving Kira alone with her thoughts, the sinners slipped back into their own businesses. Snacks, idle chatter, and conversations about whatever happened around LCE. The examination is concluded. I suppose it wouldn't be an issue to let you hear the results together. And before we knew it, Hohenheim and Ryoshi returned. I do like a lot of the bedrock they're setting here, because, like, we've had Shin and Mung for a while, we just never really knew what it was.
Yeah. Oh, well, I think we had an idea. Basically, it had something to do with like strong emotions and whatnot. But otherwise,
Yeah.
it's like, oh no, everybody, please be nice to Kira. Yeah, sure, she killed a lot of LCE researchers, but being to Global Corp, we're getting used to that.
Interesting that the title here is Renketsuken, because Zantetsuken is Iron Cutter. I don't know what Renketsuken is.
The researchers she killed probably were just clerks anyways, you know.
Yeah, they had a bullet waiting for them anyways. To present the conclusion first, no, the notion of the sword being a sentient one is incorrect. The locus of the will is not the blade, but the scabbard. What's up?
According to Google, which is dubious a source as that is, Ren means lotus.
Interesting.
Could be wrong.
Zhao has to run in fear. An ego forged in a rather paradoxical nature. Yeah, that would be the most appropriate description. Not a sentient sword, huh?
She's so disappointed that it's not a sentient sword. She's such a chuny.
What, a sentient scabbard is not enough for you? I know a Virgil that would love that.
I mean, look, we've seen like W. Korryoshu and like how like happy she is to finally have a demon sword. She's such a chuny. It's great.
The digital
Also,
devil demon
girl,
blade.
you had the sword for how long? You think that he didn't notice that it would have been sentient this entire time?
Well, keep in mind, anytime she uses the sword, she cuts her memory away. Ryoshi's grumpy dismissal made the scabbard quiver as if it had taken offense. Somehow, I felt like I could understand what Hohenheim meant by will now. It was a reunion of sorts, one that gave it with a tinge of sadness and hope. If the scabbard has its own will, does that mean the will of the owner can be resurrected? Or can the owner of that will be resurrected? It is too premature to deliberate on that matter. The state of existence under question is not one that may be defined as death at the moment. I assume they asked whether they could be revived or brought back to life, so to speak. Even supposing that survival is a fixed variable and that reconstitution of the original corporeal body falls within the realm of theoretical possibility, the probability approaches zero given the limits of today's technology and conditions. We researchers are inclined to entertain even the most infinitesimal chances, but in the terminology of the lay people like yourself, such a process would be labeled impossible, wouldn't it? There is no need to fixate on the impossibilities of the present, Manager Dante. Such matters are reserved for a scientist to hold on to. Right. Ah, we may have uncovered a thread. Something that could lead to restoring Sinner Ryoshi's memories. Though again, then it too is merely a possibility. A far more practical avenue for your pursuit at the moment, nevertheless. And to that end, further analysis on the scabbard itself would be necessary. Here is thankfully written well enough. I think it was a mix of the writing was on the wall of who the popular students were and who was going to survive, because unfortunately Sora wasn't. Sora was a certain individual wasn't because they were too far in the juices. Coordinate with Alan for your next duty. He should still be in the ring near his father's quarters. That'll be all. Hohenheim cut himself off there, clamping his mouth shut as if any further exchange might scatter and mess up the theories he had constructed in our conversation. Alright then. Before we go... Anyone want to tag along? Munching on food, averting their gaze, the sinners were pretending they weren't interested at all. But going by the way their forks had long since stopped moving, it was pretty clear to me that they had been listening intently on our conversation. Where are we to go? Oh, right, sorry. I forgot the rest of you weren't with us earlier. Faust, Don Quixote, Ryoshu, and I have been checking where each back door leads. Oh, and Kira too. The prisoner of war executive manager?
Were you talking about me? Sorry, Discord had a hitch for a second.
Ah.
Yeah, I guess. I'm working with them too, yeah.
Best remember to tread carefully. Should you cause even the slightest harm to the executive manager, you will be held accountable without exception.
Yeah, sure. Whatevs.
Kira needled at Otis with a mocking pout, but oddly enough, she didn't appear particularly irritated. Anyway, I think it'd be better if we had a few more people, just to be safe. One of the doors we went into earlier led straight to a ring corridor. That was a close call. Otis and Heathcliff's hands shot up the moment I finished speaking. I would very much like to accompany you, Executive Manager. I knew I can rely on you, Otis. Heh. Your recognition of my loyalty honors me, Executive Manager. I, Otis, understand better than anyone you're concerned about the peril of working with a prisoner of war so liable to betray.
Why are they so mean to her?
To have your
God forbid a girl do a little killing.
To have your indispensable self proceed with only a handful of soldiers at your command. This cannot stand. I'm afraid I won't be able to focus on other duties without personally seeing to your safety. I get it, Otis. You made your point clear enough. Not keen on how I just keel over the moment you summon me. Feels a bit dodgy, that. But I stick to your side and scrap it out myself. Probably don't need me to come along then. I guess I could just summon the rest of us like you did earlier if shit hits the fan. A research yet unfinished holds my efforts. I shall join you once it has found closure. I don't think I could be much help wherever you're going. I'll pass. I will follow if that is your order, Manager. No, it's fine. Just get some rest. It'll probably be okay. I can always summon them again if things get too dangerous. For now, I'll go see Alan again. I have to pee. I'll be right back.
How dare you?
I am floating here.
Questions from chat? What part of the city would enter Gensokyo? Well, the thing about entering Gensokyo is that it has to pass into fantasy, so... I mean, clearly that's... that's already happened with District 26.
Oh, much better. Do you think
a blank ego will manifest or blank being turbo murdered will prevent that? There are like 3 blanks that you could be referring to.
What part of the city would enter Gensokyo? What was the one that the Blade lineage was in?
I don't remember.
Because like
S?
it would be either be the Blade Lineage's sector, or honestly Hongwon, or wherever the House of Spiders was.
And also, if it's Sora, no. Sora already manifested ego, and it didn't work out for her.
Well, it worked out for her until it didn't.
Sadu.
It worked out for her until she got deleted. Doggy.
Oh yeah, right. Uh-oh. This team worked out in the end. Maybe Donglu just needs to lock the fuck in. You hear that, you bastard?
나를 불렀나?
I don't know. You. I guess I could just slot that in for a little extra scratch.
Yeah, Nurse Father
more
Hong
hotspot.
Lu needs a little bit of ramp up before they actually start working because he, without Sandy, he has a hard time clashing.
서두르지 말고 느긋하고 여유롭게.
Ah, you've arrived. I was waiting for you. We sifted through and isolated the doors with the highest probability of leading into the Rings Gallery. The next step would be to enter the alternate door you mentioned, but...
Hold up a sec. I was actually gatekeeping more stuff.
Huh? Gatekeeping? Are you saying you have more to tell about the gates doors?
Yep. That door over there, pretty sure it connects to Corpse Nest. Saw Albina going in all hyped about some canned whatever it was. And that wooden door with bandages wrapped around the handle, Papa go in there to cross out vengeances. From what the book said, it's probably a turf protected by a thumb subsidiary or something.
Unlike earlier, where she offered only the vaguest snippets, even just about a single door, Kira was now feeding Alan a stream of intel that seemed solid even to someone as clueless about the back doors as me. Huh. She is far more cooperative than anticipated, even after that Alan character roughed her up from what I hear. Yeah, you'd think she'd clam up out of spite. I wonder if she changed her mind about cooperating with us. Nevertheless, we mustn't let our guard down, Executive Manager. There's no telling when she'll turn on us.
Frickin', I can literally hear everything you're saying, you know?
Alright then, based on the intel, please proceed by investigating the safe doors first. As for the high-risk ones, I'll continue checking and letting you know which ones you'll need to enter. Alan tinkered with the devices around him and flashed a couple doors with blue light. Guess that means we start with those. Well, where do you guys want to go first? All look the same to me. Let's start with the closest one. Well, and Alan did say these are the safer ones, so it shouldn't matter which one. God, we've been watching Gundam 0079, aka the first Gundam recently, and there's a scene that we all kind of, like, clicked in on where in the middle of, like, a big military operation, a character by the name of Bright Noah, the head of the operation at hand, looks to his crew and says, "Alright, show of hands, what do we do next?" Which, if you think about it for a second, is kind of fucking terrifying when your leading officer says that.
Well, it's not the most terrifying thing you can say. The most terrifying thing you do is slap you.
Don't know about that. I'd rather...
Listen, you haven't been slapped by Brighton.
I'd rather see a slap of certainty rather than a question of uncertainty. Yeah, I was saying the original series because, like, SEO doesn't know what the fuck you mean by Gundam, so we've been calling it 0079 just to, you know, clarify what it is.
The James Bond Gundam, yes.
Yes. Just as I reached for the nearest door as Heathcliff told me to, Ryoshu suddenly veered off, stopping in front of another one that stood a few steps apart. This door... it feels familiar. You recognize that door? I think I passed through it a few times when I was little. Hardly had Ryoshu stopped speaking when a fragmented memory, painted over in parts, slipped into my mind. Sorry. It hurt a lot, didn't it? I should have finished my homework faster. Oh, I know. Let's go for a walk. But I don't recall much about it. The a memory just now. Could it be tied to Araya? No, that was Saru. Let's start with this door. Oh, this one, yeah? Here we go. Impatient as ever, Heathcliff shoved the door open and strode in first. The rest of us followed, including Kira and the other sinners. We should just make Kira Sinner 14. I just want her on the team.
Hell yeah.
And this place
It'll be so big.
is... Judging by its state, it seems to be a welfare facility located near Nest, most likely a park. Every solid walking here is like dragging some animal along. Which means they got money to burn. Proper rich lot, this place. The walk, the past Ryoshu mentioned in her memory, and the sight of people fussing over their pets. The pieces clicked together, and I voiced the other memory I saw back in the House of Spiders. Did you ever come here with a puppy named Saru? Yeah, I remember that.
Not only that, like, this is like a dog park, but from the fence in the back, that almost looks like a baseball diamond.
I was gonna say maybe a tennis court.
Or maybe.
Or a basketball court. Not a puppy, though. Saru was a bit bigger then. Sorry, it hurt a lot. What was that?
Centaur.
It kind of looks like it, huh?
Hmm.
Sorry, it hurt a lot, didn't it? I should have finished my homework faster.
Doggy.
Oh,
Doggy.
he's so big! Look at him!
Fluffy puppy.
Oh, I just-
Remember what they used to do to it.
Yeah, that's why it has the bandage.
Uh,
Why isn't she getting any better? I gave her lots to eat. Oh, I know. Want to go for walkies? You love walkies, don't you, Saru? There's this workshop Dad always visits. The door that's connected to a park. We could go right now. Ryoshi's childhood memory burned bright in my vision before passing. I was there as a kid?
Verily, such gentleness doth seem most unlike the young Ryoshu.
She's in her mid-20s. Come on.
Thou hast suffered aura bankruptcy, Ryoshu.
Ryoshu's like, bitch!
I am learning such wonderful new words from Kira.
Hey, clock. Who said you could show them my memories willy-nilly? No, come on, you know it's something I can't control. GG.
Good grief.
Back in the House of Spiders, I was the only one who could see the vision of Ryoshi's past. This time, though, her memory seemed to manifest for everyone around, just like what we experienced at H-Corp with Hong Lu. Which probably means...
Why are y'all staring at me? That's so random. What the hell?
Did you not see that just now?
See what? You guys zoning out together?
Guess it doesn't apply to Kira. Then again, unlike how it was between Dayu and Hong Lu, Kira doesn't have any direct connections to Ryoshu. I guess it makes sense.
Was that adorable hound, that companion of all young Ryoshu?
Indeed, my one and only best friend. And because of that, Saru would be locked away in the vault every time I had to depart on assignment, with a spiral driven through her.
They did that every single time.
Jesus fuck.
Fuck. Ugh. I'm glad they're dead.
I know, right? The first ever leash. Looking back, it might have been a kinder fate had she died sooner.
To inflict such cruelty upon a voiceless animal, how can such wickedness be born?
What happened to Saru in the end? She died before her time. I don't recall why, but there was this day when Saru wouldn't stop whimpering in pain, and I shut myself in my room, crying. You were? Not someone else? Who else? Of course. Oh, see, it was me. Even after witnessing the fragment of history, Heathcliff looked utterly unconvinced. And while I was grieving, Callisto offered a solution. Said he would give me a gift the next day. And what I received was something he called the Beast Bone Blade. A Tanto that would whine and yelp in Saru's voice with every swing.
No way! I always knew there was something creepy with Robo-Unk. So that's how he kills your dog, huh?
No, he didn't kill Saru. That Tanto was alive.
Even worse!
Did you just say alive? Bloody hell! Right, none of that, psycho! His eyes were embedded into it like adornments, and they'd stare at me in accusation. The tiny heart beat as though it was quaking with fear. It was a horrible sight, and I felt pity. So I shortened what remained of her time with my own hands. I'll be thinking after all of that, why do you still mess with that art thing then? Let's be honest, after seeing something like that, you want to steal a little clear, yeah?
Right, those things he called artworks were also cursed. Straight up nightmare fuel. Like, I haven't really checked out other Ring artworks outside Albina and her Nurse Fathers, so maybe I'm just a noob when it comes to all that. But yeah, their stuff never really gave me any art vibes for real.
I thought the same. Well, I was terrified at first. Yet as I learned more, there were some facets that suited my taste.
Thou findest appeal in those grotesque creations?
From what he told me about Callisto, it looked like he failed to stick to his own advice. But there was something he always used to say. Art is wholly subjective, and thus one must never expect the understanding of others. The uncanny, the horrible, there's a beauty that lies in the grotesqueness of it all. Can't say I quite get it, but if you say so. Ah, bloody hell, how do you end up getting used to that kind of thing? Why do you need to understand? You're not an artist. I got used to it. That bastard Callisto's installation artworks caused night terrors and nightmares for her. The scabbard moved and Ryoshi came to a pause. It trembled, but there was at once a strange liveliness to it, as though it quivered between fear and anticipation. Night terrors, crying from nightmares in the House of Spiders?
There was actually someone who got scared of Ring stuff back in your day?
I need to check something. We've seen enough here. Let's go back. Yeah, let's. Nothing worth checking out here anyways. With the inspection complete, we quickly followed Ryoshi back. God. The sudden silence made me realize how loud that rain was.
Rain.
She stood in front of the artworks covered in sheets of cloth, lost in thought. Right here. There used to be a huge artwork displayed here. I don't know what kind of impulse struck him, but the bastard went about fussing, saying he needed practice so he wouldn't lose his touch.
Mommy!
What's wrong?
Over there.
Thought I told you to keep the exhibit in your room. Ah, you've returned, Yoshihide. I decided to attempt installation art of a somewhat larger scale this time, but I ran out of space in my gallery.
Mommy! People were screaming!
Dearest Yoshihide, Araya has reached an age where she may be introduced into the world of aesthetics. Surely this wouldn't be a problem. It would. You liking it and me acquiring the taste don't mean Araya will. Let's get you back to your room. I was hugging something in my arms. It was crying. Saru? No. Too big. The lacerated memories can never be made whole no matter what fragments are glued together. We could tell Ryoshi everything we knew about Araya, but it would never truly reach her. I see. This hollow void must be Araya. The sensation and emotion for what's been emptied began to entangle with Ryoshi's memories. That makes it possible for us to reminisce about Araya together. The soft rattle Araya gave seemed to show how pleased she was with the small step. Alright, time to check out this next door. We entered several more back doors that Alan pointed out, but unfortunately none of the places we ended up stirred Ryoshi's memories any further.
Callisto, what the fuck? Pretty much nothing here. Think we're done, huh? What the? How'd they get in here?
Startled, Kira pointed ahead where figures wearing animal masks were hauling what looked like massive lumps of flesh hidden behind a tent of sorts. The ring assailants from before?
Didst thou not say thou hast sealed that door earlier? How then do these villains come to stand before us once more?
They probably infiltrated via an entirely separate route, another back door. As you can see, their objective appears to be the retrieval of Ring Nurse Father's artworks. Get on with it! We need to move as many pieces as we can before we pull out.
Wait, but I thought Robo-Unk was washed? He's got so many fanboys and fangirls here!
Ha! Does his artwork possess value in and of itself? Or is it a case of posthumous premium of death effect? Think about it. Some of the pieces have already been taken. Of course, they are of little value to both our companies. Watching them sweating and struggling to drag those mediocre pieces with them, pretty funny. But imagining how those pieces will be labeled with some pathetic notion of heritage connected to my name on their description plaques, pretty unsavory. They may be occupied with transporting those objects for now, but they will likely soon find cause to harm the Wayfarer and LCE personnel staff tier, Executive Manager. It would be prudent to eliminate them without delay, considering the ring's reputation. Oh, this is right. Better to wipe them out before they try anything stupid. Guys, looks like we got another job to do. Lend me a hand. The radio didn't buzz with the sinner's replies this time, but it should be fine.
I'll maintain that of the nurse fathers, Callisto was probably the best of them. It's just that he lacks
모든
understanding.
문제에는 반드시 실마리가
Yeah,
있기
except for the
마련이니까.
part where, you know, he's exposing gore to children.
Yeah, like, as a...
Well, he's a freak. He's part of the ring. I'm just saying that as a caretaker, he just lacked understanding. And so it's like, oh, don't cry, Ryoshu. I got just the thing to help you. What if I turned your dog? I'll like save your dog from suffering by doing this.
His intent... He's got good intentions, but is completely misunderstanding what it means to be, you know, good. Oh my god, Faust!
One of the main reasons why he fell off as a maestro.
Y'all need to lock the fuck in.
These guys roll high, so the start the combat's always good feat.
Well, it'd be nice if people could roll fucking heads.
왜 저렇게 떠들썩한 거야? 뭔가 싸한데.
Because theoretically, we should be able to hit that shit. But we're not. There we go. Oh my god, Honglu. I hate
the
the
point of doing all this that I just had to like switch out somebody for card issues. It's still a pretty solid unit.
I hate that my brain has been calling Honglu's sword the Boner Blade.
뭐가 치워라.
선물 만들고 도구 연습만 하는 거죠?
They're getting +2 on their coin rolls, so they're a way higher level than us.
저것 때문에 너덜너덜하잖아.
No, they're the same level, so why... Oh, they have offense level up. Where are they getting that from?
Passives.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking. That's not passives. This unit or ally is hit. Oh, so they're just better when they get decked. That's kind of annoying.
Like the middle, except a lot harder because not only do they do bleed, they also do sinking.
Yeah, I notice we've been dipping into the lower sanities as we go on. Rhodia, come on!
Yeah, because these guys, they roll high, but they're only truly dangerous if your sanity is too high.
Also, I like how when failing the Clash Q is like, bro, what?
Like, sure, they got unbreakable coins and whatnot, but it's just that as long as you're able to like win your roll, they're not as dangerous. It's the thing.
Unlocking Faust.
이제 끌고 가도 될 것 같음.
빨리빨리 옮기시오.
Well, the setup I had, I had like this Rhodia and this Faust on the team. It was funny because the Rory part where I had a bit where at the end of a combat, like sometimes where Faust takes off her armor at the end of combat.
Yeah.
But I had where Faust took off her armor while simultaneously Rhodia going to.
이제야 친해졌네요.
Faust takes off her clothes, so Rhodia puts on more clothes.
It's a weird situation because Faust wants to spend 10 energy to get into, like, Ripper mode, but in a normal fight that basically means the end of the fight. So it definitely looks like we're getting our momentum, and I think it might be time to close.
양밤이 떠올랐어요. 짜증나게.
Oh hey, we get to see this crazy shit.
저희 뼈를 한 번에 게. 나쁘지 않아요. 이제야 친해졌네요.
Like that thing does a lot of fucking work in mirror dungeons. Oh, it's not closing time yet.
He chose the wrong night.
Oh, there are two different ones. Oh no, wait, there it is. Ah, we didn't get the cool scene.
Because they all died.
공격 능력 평가?
They have become the Ark they love so much.
No, they're not corporates. They're fathers. So
이걸로
they're
사건 해결.
but yeah, but getting closing time off adds artwork to the battle.
Oh, that's really funny. With this, the last of the ring's infiltrations have been eradicated. I keep waiting for Rodion to put on the mask. How does the mask get put on?
I don't remember.
Is it like
It's a set of conditions. I think that part of it has to do with inflicting being able to inflict your statuses on them, which involves inflicting at least 6 negative status effects on a target.
Oh god, that's insane. Is that all of them? Yosha kept glancing around as if searching for someone, but fortunately, no other ring members were in sight. Right, but where the hell were those lot coming from anyway? We're just the first wave. One of them sogs legged in from the back like they've been lurking somewhere. According to the tracking log records by surveillance, they appear to have crossed over from another corridor. Another one? What precisely does the designation "another corridor" refer to? The room resembling a shopping mall, the one filled with branches of toys on display. Your company, if I recall correctly, designated it as the corridor of the Middle Nurse Father.
Oh.
I suggest we relocate there. Your assigned tasks here have been wrapped up. Oh, and before we set off, do you have any information to share in advance? We are planning to compile a comprehensive encyclopedia catalog of the notable characteristics of these corridors and all the connecting loci. Your cooperation would be most appreciated. Kira seemed to hesitate, gnawing at her nails as if she was going through an inner struggle. Before long, however, she snapped out of it like she just locked in on a decision.
Sure, I got stuff to tell you. Like, hella stuff. Some parts are kind of fuzzy, not gonna lie, but I can still recall like 20 places clear enough. I mean, it was home for me and Papa, so...
I got nothing. I never once regarded that fucker's room as home, and my memories of it are all fragments at best. The scabbard gave a faint, restless stir. Perhaps it wanted to comfort Ryoshu in the only way it could. And accompanied by its tremors, we began our move towards the corridor of the middle.
파우스트는 이번에야말로 완성했어요. 마에스트로님께서도 인정할 수밖에 없을 완벽한 걸작을.
At last, Faust was able to get all the AoEs.
파시아도 파우스트의 생각에 동의한다고 하네요.
Ooh.
Oh, I'm nowhere near getting Art Freak Merceau. School. Gonna check something here. One passes. L'Hommage equal number of ring students. Randomly apply offense level up to any two of the ring students' identities. Prioritizes Fauvists. Like palette vibrant. Gain when the
Le Fauvisme Masque de Loup.
I'm guessing this is her Ripper mode.
Yeah.
Inflicted palette vibrante 3 times, used critique 2 times, or used burst forth the pulsing crimson under your skin.
Yeah, the unfocused volley is her big attack.
If the target has 6+ types of negative effect, activate as burst forth the blah 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 blah.
Where is critique?
Clash counter.
If the unit does not have reflection, and if the target has 3 types of negative effects, become critique. Wow, her conditions are really hard to acquire.
So it seems you really want lots of negative effects.
Yeah, I was thinking.
Which, to be fair, rouge and blue count as negative effects, and so does touche vibrant or whatever it was.
It seems like she has an easier time in focus fights rather than unfocused.
Yeah,
Anyways.
that's why I had Ring Sing helps out, but also with the Bloom Ryoshu and the funny Merceau I did before I switched off the other one. It's like that was like a lot of like stuff going on there.
The heck? They swiped everything that wasn't nailed down, huh?
I mean, not everything. Look at the left side. I do love that touch that Kira's still kind of processing with eyes. It's you can't really, process quickly the idea that the person that had been training you and caretaking you over decades probably just casually bisected you for no reason other than to get jobbed.
Fret not, I spy hither half of thy worldly possessions, articulated fixer figurines, video game cartridges. I'm not talking about my toy box, okay? Had hella many of them anyway. My TV's gone. The couch, too.
I can't believe it. She's Californian.
As Kira said, only a conspicuous empty space was left where the television and family couch set used to be. Oh, those? LCE researchers hauled them away. From the sound of it, they were going to set them up in the staff lounge.
Stole shit, Jesus.
As for the leather and ornaments, they said they'd be selling them off.
Yeah?
Otis seemed to notice something the moment she caught Kira's wistful look. The corners of her lips curled into a faint smile as she spoke with feigned nonchalance. Who knows? With sufficient cooperation, perhaps they'd become more receptive of the idea of returning those items.
Assuming much? Never said I wanted them back. Anyway, I'll tell you all about what I know, so come this way if you want in. These 2 doors here, made from paper and wood, they connect to S-Corp.
Hey, look at that!
Speaking of, And that one reinforced with steel. That one leads to V Corp backstreets where
V Corporation.
blah 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 blah.
Having lived here and made frequent use of the doors herself, Kira was clearly the right person for the job of identifying where each door the Wayfarer Company had asked to explore led. Directed by Kira, accompanied by Alan, we checked the doors one by one. Huh. Good work. All data seems to match. Thank you for your cooperation. Until there was just one back door left to open. I know this isn't anything new, but I gotta say, these back doors are just way too bloody convenient. And portals, too. It ain't doing anything shady like the warp trains either, is it? It was just simple as turning the knob and entering. Seems to me you'll outpace your business rivals in no time. I'm a bit hard-pressed to agree with too convenient sentiment when used to discussing back doors and portals, but since your intent was to claim that Wayfarer's superiority over the Turn W Corp, I'll take that as a compliment. Did I say something wrong? Every technology comes with a cost, Heathcliff. Aptly said. While this has been and worked a relatively few casualties thanks to the quality information you have provided, do understand that Wayfarer Company's primary services include pathfinding, path security, and path maintenance. Each of those services is fraught with life-threatening dangers for our employees. Some never return after embarking on a pathfinding journey, some are killed while battling entities whose exact natures haven't even been confirmed yet, that appear in the liminal space between paths. Oh my god, we're dealing with liminal spaces. Fuck. Help.
Welcome to the back rooms.
It also costs a pretty penny to keep them secured. Well, keep them secured. I'd say our operating cost is on the rather steep side, especially considering we're also trying to prevent our rivals from taking this corner of the market. Thinking back, I don't think I've ever seen Alan enter a door to a new location with his helmet off. Must be one of his precautions, just in case. Maybe it's a dry smile and unsettling lack of reaction to anything or hints that he's simply seen too much to be fazed by most horrors. Still, our work has gotten considerably easier for this job thanks to the help from everyone here. Honestly, this partnership is working much better than I expected. Very well, let's take a look at this last door.
Ah, that's the door Papa used to walk through all the time.
I followed Kira into the door, and the second I crossed the threshold, a breeze carrying an oddly familiar, salty smell tickled the tip of my clock hands. This one connects somewhere to the general Great Lake area, it seems.
Uh-oh. Welcome to U-Corp's giant stingray port ship.
Uh-oh.
It means one thing. The clock hands on Doctor's face are actually his nostrils.
Ugh.
Ugh.
Stingray, huh? Why does that ring a bell?
Also there. They, them. Rah!
Right. Hang on a minute. This is the place, isn't it? The port ship with Salon de Milieu? The private hair salon? He chimed in with a shudder, as though the sheer weight behind his words terrified him.
Oh, doth it signify then that we shall finally be made audience to young Heathcliff and his hairdo most luscious?
Ugh, quit it with that luscious nonsense, lass. Why encourage me now after you're so cavalier about blasting my villainy back at the lake?
Indeed, alas, 'tis true that punishment wrought upon our merry band hath severely outweighed crime. Wouldst thou not agree, young Heathcliff, that to put the coupons to use would remedy thy pain a smidge?
I want to see the hand, Heathcliff. Oh, bugger it! I ain't even got enough to spruce up for anymore.
You can look pretty for thyself. Sweet, can I use them? We were regulars at that Malou place, Papa and me. Papa would ask the middle fam for a favor and he'd bring loads of coupons back home. They give away a hair coupon every 10 visits you see, so I... what am I even yapping about all excited?
Kira, who seemed ready to launch herself into a cheerful rant, came to an abrupt pause like a bike tripping over a ledge. Her face fell as she lowered her gaze and scuffed a pebble away.
I really like her.
Someone should Photoshop Ricardo just in the background behind one of the pillars.
You!
Looking back, I guess Papa did hella care for me, so why...
It's an interesting, like, character examination of Kira, given what we saw in Kanto 9. Like, this is a really good follow-up for 9, which basically kind
She's
of
also just kind of a cheerful girl in a really awful circumstance.
Yeah, because the thing is, yeah, while she was taken care of, so to speak, by Matthias, she never truly felt like the connection. She was still lonely.
Yeah. I mean, if Ishmael's Subtile story means anything. But it's also true these guys went out of their way to get me out of here, even though they didn't know me so well. Why is it gotta be so complicated?
Matthias gave you that unesthetic BC
The heck's a BC?
bowl cut.
Bro, like I said, that's not how you shorten these things.
For some reason, Ryoshi seemed to almost gleeful to hear Kira correcting her acronym. It was reminiscent of that self-satisfied look she'd get after confusing us with these acronyms, especially during the early days of our journey. Thinking back, ever since Sinclair's translations became reliable enough, the sinners had less reason to voice their frustrations with Ryoshi's acronyms, which in turn gave her fewer causes to snicker about. I'm not sure.
Wait a second, is she just a troll?
Yes. I'm not sure why, but something tells me that she might be making her acronyms ridiculously incomprehensible on purpose. Wait, are we gonna learn about tranches today?
Are you only figuring this out now, Dante?
If your conjectures...
Actually, was told about, like, at the beginning.
Was it?
Yes.
If your conjecture is correct, Executive Manager, she has one tasteless sense of humor. From what I recall, the toys and games he was into were pretty retro. Must have been annoying to play along.
At first, but the more I played along, the more I got into it. Still corny and juvenile as shit, though. I know aught of that conflict within thee. Trifling and apocryphal they may be, yet we are all compelled to peer hindwards at the interests of the family. Yeah. I wanted to know what Papa was into to really get what he was talking about. Besides, I need to know these things if I wanted to chat him up and talk about a mutual subject, so... You tell me about you all the time, Yoshihide. Proud shit.
Oh, that's really rough. Not only being able to not even be able to connect with Matthias, but having to hear that.
Yeah.
That's rough.
More, everything
Your big
you
sister
hear
is
about
so
Matthias,
much cooler.
the more you hear about Matthias, the more you want to beat him to death with someone else's hands.
I love this. I love the, like, just character assassination and subsequent burning of the ground of Matthias's aura. Just like, man, one action, immediately the most hateable son of a bitch on the planet.
I mean, there were signs, but yeah. Not a day went by without him saying stuff like, Yoshihide learned this in 2 days, or, yo, this was Yoshihide's fave, you know?
Too bad I wasn't here to tell you that his words weren't worth shit. I once thought of him the same as you do now. A good man, at least among the nurse fathers, caring enough to bring me gifts. But one day I realized he never understood the things I really cared about, even if his life had depended on it.
One day, thou sayest. Pray tell, was there aught that had changed thy perception of that man?
That... I don't remember when or why, just that it happened.
Wait, I might know this. Wasn't it something that happened at school? Papa told me that things started getting awkward between you and him ever since you quit school.
Bullshit. I've never been to school. I never even thought about wanting to go to school. Matthias must be talking out of his ass again.
Huh? No way, bro. I even saw a clip of it.
What?
Papa showed me that video when he was teaching me how to use these doors. I even saw baby you going, "I'm off to school, Dad," in that video, so I'm pretty dang sure.
This is an interesting, like, coping mechanism for the both of them. Like, Kira having to come to grasp with her father, and Ryoshu coming to, like, come to terms with her loss.
They're practically half-sisters.
Yeah. Which is really interesting, because, like, despite what happened, even though, like, they were at odds before, they were, like, more than ready to just, like, just lock the fuck in there, huh?
Yeah, that's the insidious part about Matthias Spellsword, is that, like, from the outside, he looks like a good parent, and it's only the moment you actually see what's going on that you realize, oh, he's actually neglectful as shit.
I really hope Ricardo isn't like that.
Yeah.
Ricardo is still part of the middle, so he still does. He still cares about the
I'm really
whole
hoping.
family.
I'm really hoping that Matthias is the outlier and Ricardo is actually really cool.
Yeah, because Matthias is like a rich parent who is like, "Oh, you want this? I'll get it for you. That's fine," without ever actually thinking about what it is that you actually want and you care about. And then when there's something that they want, they'll just like throw things aside just to get it.
But I don't. As Kira went on, Ryoshi's confidence from her initial retort seemed to slip away. I couldn't blame her. So much of her memory's been mutilated. The start of the intervalo suggests that the middle collectively hate Matthias. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping, but things can always change.
No, they do. They do.
So, do you want to know what my theory is?
What's that?
My theory is that most, if not all, of the Great Brothers are basically like Matthias, in that loyalty and family is a lie they perpetuate in order to have a conveniently, like, fanatically loyal private army. And the big brothers and below are true believers.
Clearly, that means we gotta
because that's how it always is with these sorts of organizations. Our company's a family is code for you're willing to do unpaid overtime for the family, right?
Mm-hmm. Ryoshi didn't sound like she was denying it out of hand, though. She seemed to mean it when she said she's never been to school and never even wanted to. And I want to glimpse that fragment of her memory that made her say that. The moment I willed it, a scene from her past suddenly flashed across my eyes.
I also think it's part of the whole, like, the corporation thing. Once you get to a position of power, it starts going to your head.
Maybe, but...
Very well, Yoshihide. I will register you as in an institution that is not entirely dissimilar from school. There's a subsidiary of the Ring. Academy? You sure it was a school? Not like an art academy or something like that?
Wait, that kind of makes more sense. Yeah, must have been an academy, not a school.
Wait, how did you hear him?
Don't worry about it.
That's a good question, isn't it?
Don't worry about it.
Academy of Art. Huh. Yoshi muttered a few words as though they were pieces of a puzzle she was assembling. And after a brief...
Also, them!
Them. I'm sorry.
Grabbing and shaking you.
You are absolutely...
Society has ruined us.
Yeah, like, it is a thing, especially when you go into, like, writing courses and the like, that the collection of people, when referring in a neutral state, is often referred to as him, and that is just hammered within us. So you are right, it is them. If I am saying he, it's a fucking reflex, unfortunately.
It disgusts us.
Then after a brief moment, she turned towards me. Yeah, like, I'm thinking about it, here's the wild part. I remember actually discussing this in the class, that, referring to a group of, I forget what exactly it was, but it was like, if it's all women, you refer to it as women. But if it is 99 women and 1 man, you refer to them as men.
Moving on.
Yeah. Then after a brief moment, she turned to me with an astounded scoff and looked of mild irritation. Clock. You deserve a smack.
Yeah.
Ah! And lightly smacked me upside my head with her scabbard. What was that? that for? This memory sucks, clock. I would have been just fine without it. But at least I got to remember the incident that changed my perspective on Matthias. Dad, how do I go to a school? School, Yoshihide? Well, I don't see why you'd wish, let alone need, to go to such an institution where we nurse fathers are here to provide you with all the education you require. You would later find our unique style of homeschooling to have been much more enlightening than trudging through any of the Nest's formulaic education systems. But, Dad, I saw him in the picture book. And I don't have any friends here. Oh, Rigen is pointless! But it is true that there are qualities that can be learned only through group erudition that engenders competition. Very well, Yoshihide. I shall register to you in an institution that is not entirely dissimilar from school. Really? I intend to send Yoshihide to an academy as part of my education curriculum. There's an Academy of Art, a subsidiary of the Ring. Companionship with other talented children of approximately her age will nurture the spirit of inspiration that will guide Yoshihide's growth. The prescript approves. But Callisto, I'll tell you now that you might be making a mistake. And how are you so certain of that? Do elaborate if you can, hand puppet of the prescripts, by whom every aspect of existence is articulated. What do you even know of choice, of what is right and wrong? And off they went. Perhaps a little more situational awareness would prevent what is to come.
And that's Callisto's problem.
He is too quick to assume that what he knows is best. Or they?
He lacks situational awareness. He lacks that awareness. Perspective, like outside perspective and whatnot.
Callisto had found me a rather decent academy. The artworks that used scare me when I was alone. The artworks that used to scare me when I was alone weren't so bad when I was with other kids. No, that wasn't quite it. It'd be more accurate to say I started to understand people's perspectives on beauty.
Also, remember that Callisto killed Rienne's family?
Did he?
Yeah.
I thought that was party. I thought that was like the index.
It was almost definitely somebody from the Ring doing it. And it is heavily implied to have been Callisto, but I don't think it's ever outright stated.
Man, I gotta review those fucking notes. Of course I would. When all we would ever did was nod along to the lectures of a spout purple prose, all the while making pincushions out of people's bodies like it was nothing. Ah, she was a pointillist. Our lesson today will focus on corporate techniques. Now take a good look at the diagram here, and then the mannequins before you. Weave the blood vessels in the same pattern as the diagram, and... I don't know why we're even learning about corporate stuff in this day and age. Right?
Right? I don't even get what the point of this slug is. Tying and shaping blood vessels to make a color that a drop of ink can do better. Read that in a book.
Bitch!
Baby.
I'm more excited to learn about cubist techniques than this crap. Honestly, why is this washed up movie even part of the curriculum? It's just boring, shallow gore stuff. No, it's gory, but it's boring and shallow only because you guys are bad at it.
What? You mad because your daddy's a lame corporist?
Oh, that's... Damn, he right, though. Oh, Izzy. No wonder her stuff is... Ow! I was taught that people who say bad things about my family deserve to get their butts kicked. Them bad-mouthing Callisto wasn't actually what set me off. I didn't have any special reverence or attachment to family like Matthias did either. It's just what I was taught to dislike. That's all. Just one of those tantrums kids of that age have. Kids will be kids and all that. I'm home,
Picked a
Dad.
fight at school.
Hey, buddy, you're home early? Oh, man, must have been playing rough today, huh? You got dust all over you. I got into a fight. Fight! Yeah, they kept saying dumb things about class stuff, so I smacked them.
I like how his glasses can just go on and off at will.
It's his eyebrows. He shifts them up like, pow! Serious mode. What about you? They didn't hit you anywhere, did they, buddy? On my cheek, but it's okay because I punched him this many more times. Did I do good? That's my girl. Dad? Where are you going? Oh, you know, she's got some business to take care of. Why don't you sit tight and work on a coloring book? They'll you home before you know it. Okay, is it bro business? No, it's family business. I ain't seeing so bad as about taking care of your own. That silly snubs need to learn respect, unless you beat it into them. Huh. If only you had been a simple-minded fool like you, then the story would have ended right there with a pat on my head. What?
Papa, I mean, the middle doesn't stop there. It never does.
Oh god, he went to beat the tar out of the kid's family.
Leviathan, I need to unlock all the seals. These are elementary school kids I'm up against.
You hurt a member of the family, that automatically gets you written up in the book.
Yeah. And he did what he did in the end.
Matthias really going for ore
my
bankruptcy.
god! What
He
the
used
fuck?
the blade too, you can tell.
Yeah. Huh? Hey, there you are, Yoshihide! Is class starting already? My diligent little girl. Wonder who she takes after. Dad? I know, I said I'll be back before you know, but I got lost trying to find my way through the ring bastards' tricky mazes. You know how they are. Oh yeah, there's so many sniveling brats here. Well, as far as their crimes, they slapped my buddy's face hard enough to leave a mark. That's an arm for you. As for the instructors, well, anyone would agree that they did one sorry job of keeping these tykes under control. In that case, pursuant to Title 2, Section 52 of the book, execution by beheading. They clearly don't got much use for what sits on their shoulder, huh? How'd you like that, buddy? Papa's the best, ain't he? How dare he? Such senseless, barbaric violence! Uncultured, uncivilized animal! Don't be discouraged, dearest Yoshihide. I have eyed out yet another academy worthy of your talents. It is a much more significant and prestigious institution this time. I assure you, even an intemperate berserker like Matthias won't dare force his way into such a place as he did in the previous one. I don't wanna... Yoshihide? I don't wanna go to an academy. I don't need friends anyway. For all his posturing, nothing that was ever important to me had held any significance to Matthias. He took a lot away from me just to feel good about himself. Ooh.
Yep.
That's all that was. Wow. So, I hoped he, more than anyone, would never find out about the things I held dear, because I was afraid he would take them away from me like he did the others.
Like, he was just wanting to feel like a good dad, so he went and did that thing that parents sometimes fantasize about teaching their kids bullies a lesson, but they never follow up on.
But he followed up on.
Except he's a man-child. So he followed up on it with such extreme, like, overkill that it scared Yoshihide, well,
away
Ryoshu.
from art.
Oh, it scared her away from wanting any friends, because the moment they did anything to piss Matthias off, they would be dead.
God, it's fucking crazy.
Yup.
But he'd always catch on faster than he had any right to. Every contract that took me away from the house made me tremble in anxiety. Because I was worried about... I don't remember what. But I do know that I could never stop thinking about my room. So, whatever occupied the room in my absence must have been the most precious thing to me in the world. The scabbard, which had been stirring lightly as Ryoshu encountered in the past, soon began to rattle audibly. It's doing that thing again. Ryoshu patted the scabbard with a gentle, reassuring hand. The scabbard that was once a Raya, a memory without attachment. It appeared to me as though she was pacifying a crying child. Seeing that gesture, Heathcliff briefly cast a sullen yet faintly expectant gaze between Ryoshu's scabbard and my device. He must be thinking back to his last conversation with Catherine. But Catherine's existence, unlike Araya's, was erased by the golden bow itself. I doubt this device could do anything for Heathcliff at this point. From everything we know, the ring nurse father seems to have been the least awful parent from your childhood.
Huh, yeah. Didn't know that Robo-Unk was such a radical guy. He sent you to an academy like you wanted and even got angry on your behalf?
Oh. Hazy memories. Almost forgot to mention. A few days after that, Callisto left a snowman by my pillow as a gift. Made of heads.
Heads?
Yes, decapitated heads from the incident, threaded together into a sculpture. Thinking back, it was one sorry excuse for art. He's sorely mistaken if he thought some low-effort bullshit like that could make me feel better.
He's a little confused, but he's got the spirit.
Yeah? Like...
Yeah, see, that's what I mean by he's like probably the best of them, because he has a spirit. He cares about Ryoshu. It's just that he doesn't understand. He doesn't understand how.
His frame of reference is so far outside of like the average human experience that everything he does is horrifying, and that still makes him a bad parent.
But he's not the worst parent. He's not Matthias.
At least he's not actively malicious, and that is sad to say.
At least he
a
also
doting parent who happens to be a serial killer, essentially.
It's weird because, like, part of me wants to say that, like, probably the worst was probably Rien, just because it was all fake.
Valencia was physically abusive.
That's why I said
Shiomi
part of me.
Yeah. Shiomi was verbally and emotionally abusive.
But, like...
Callisto was just...
Callisto had the heart and the intent. He was just reading from the wrong book.
Yeah. Rien, he mostly was following the priestess, so it's kind of hard to tell how much of it was genuine. But the thing is, because he actually did harbor actual like feelings as a father toward Ryoshu. Because one of the things of her not wanting her to leave the House of Spiders, because he didn't want her to become, a target of the fingers.
But it wasn't enough to stop the prescripts.
He had every chance to buck the trend and sacrifice himself for her, and he
didn't.
Was a coward to the end. And yeah.
Well, with that covered, y'all want to head back? Come on, Ricardo, turn the corner. I need to see you again.
Bum, 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 banana.
Hang on.
Oh yeah, he could have had a baby.
What's up? Gonna get that luscious treatment before heading back?
Shut it, you! That ain't it. Look over there, those blokes walking out of the salon. Huh.
Oh, hey, it's you jokers again.
Phallus, ain't they? They found us. It would not be odd to find a field branch of the Rings movement in different districts of the city, especially that of the Falvith scale. However, various evidence, such as their mask and the fact that our group has immediately drawn their attention, suggests that they are in the same pack as the one making regular incursions in the House of Spiders. This is LCB speaking to Team Leader Allen, requesting immediate commencement of lockdown sequence. Copy. And why don't we...
Holy shit, guys, stop!
Bloody hell, what?
Don't
Don't you know where you are? You're smack dab in the middle protective turf. Constantine and Broses and Sisters of the Middle will be here any second.
Yes. Yes! Come on! Oh yeah, that's gonna be a problem. We've already drawn the ring's unwanted attention. We certainly don't want the middle coming in after us to the House of Spiders too. Sounds like you got a GI. Talk.
Ever played whack-a-mole? Like, why give ourselves a countdown? Just head back through the door now and beat up whoever thinks it's a great idea to walk in.
She puts forth a sound strategy, Executive Manager. As long as there's no high-ranking officer among them, it would be to our benefit. Well then, let's do as Kira says. That was quick. Alan blinked, shooting us a puzzled look as our entire squad came pouring through the door long before we finished the lockdown sequence. Due to newly emergent complications past the door, we have concluded that this location is an optimal point to intercept and engage the infiltrators from the ring. This location, you say? Oh wait, the zone leads to a door under a significant wind protection, doesn't it? Better idea to fight in here, then. Happy to work with someone quick on the uptake.
I mean, that's the scary thing about the ring, isn't it? Is that they can just appear from anywhere.
Yeah, because I think the whole backdoor thing is like within the purview of the ring.
Yeah, it's what it's sounding like. It wasn't long before the Phallus began rushing through the open door. I didn't want to summon them while they were relaxing, but, well, it can't be helped. And so I summoned the sinners again.
Dante, you should probably be a bit less cavalier about that.
It would just be funny that during that bit where they're over at Stingray Port, you just see Ricardo's fighting in the background, just slowly fading in.
That would be really funny.
But then they just like, when they leave, you just hear them like, fuck.
Oh, wait.
I'm a little sad that we didn't see Ricardo.
Oh, he's not coming in. Damn.
Also, this should probably be your last battle node.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That was the plan. It's just that the dialogue went longer than expected.
Go get him, Kira.
No.
There's a lot of story in this, even if it's only 14 nodes. It's a lot of story.
Yeah, this concept's a little weird because it definitely feels like they had a lot of ideas for this arc, but they didn't know what to put where.
This feels more like a denouement to Kanto 9.
It makes sense for why it's like this in a way, because it's like, because the way the House of Spiders invasion was set up, there wasn't really any time for us to really reflect on like the actual story.
Yeah.
Like, because otherwise you didn't have the weird
basically
dungeon or
going
anything like
through.
that.
We're going through family therapy with Kira and Ryoshu here.
Yeah, which is nice. Because we get more characters.
It's a lot more involved than Springtime Cultivation. Though I do gotta admit, the ending of Springtime Cultivation was pretty dope.
As much as Springtime Cultivation was like, it felt like filler, it was also real, like, it was also setting up something.
It was
that thing was Sinclair.
It was also slick as fuck.
아직 이 사건이 끝나지 않았어.
그래도 이 정도면 충분히 좋은 성과인걸요?
맞아. 잠깐 불편한 것도.
The memes coming out of Spring Cultivation was very amusing.
엄청난
Just-
공격이었어.
The people making like Princess Maker or Uma Musume jokes.
Yeah.
공격 능력
Yeah, there's also recently like going through Spring Cultivation, it's like, wait a second, the skill that future certain Sinclair had, like,
That was really good.
Yeah.
But there's a mood that would have named that was another mood that he had a similar name into a mood that Spring Cultivation Stick Sinclair had, which is like led my inner self. It was kind of cut off. It's like, yeah, he knew that. People like, oh, he wanted that bitch gone.
Damn,
going
girl.
through it, and unfortunately,
The image of a just appearing out of a bathroom confused. like fucking Cowboy Bebop.
Oh, that thing's gonna pop.
저희 뼈도 이제야 친해졌네요. 8번의 덕분에
Oh, she found a new target.
Yeah, I think she like sucked one in.
좋아. 이번에는 제대로 들어가.
오, 머리 좋다 단테. 방금 완전 좋았어.
I was imagining like Sinclair gets about as powerful as certain Sinclair does at one point to be still able to use his sign. Like, how is he gonna bring an even stronger version of himself? How is this even possible? It's like he's a god. You don't want to know what happened in this timeline.
끝까지 흔들리던데.
네.
It was real bad, bro.
I won't recommend it.
Looks like it's about to be closing time. If we even get that far.
We're not getting that far. I mean, Yiseng's about to bust out the pointillism.
8번의
A lot of times with these fights, I couldn't really. I was only able to get closing time done like at the last move. Like he just like pops like just eliminates like the rest of the people. And like, okay, we're done here.
Oh, we might actually see closing time. Probably not the whole thing though. Damn.
저희 영감.
Yeah, that's how it always goes. These people are too squishy once he's strong. Because once Kong gets going, he's very powerful.
수준의 전투였군.
다른
파우스트는 이번에야말로 완성했어요.
Oh, you're halfway through.
마이스터님께서도 인정할 수밖에 없을 완벽한
Oh yeah,
걸작.
look at that shit.
파시아도 파우스트의 생각에 동의한다고 하네요.
Nah.
Yeah, just do some mirror dungeons. You probably get close.
Ugh, I'm a little sour about mirror dungeons right now. Fucking plus 12 on coins for enemies. God. It's the most
I mean, I think I just did a hard run with the maximum bonus. Now, like you would give you enough to get more.
I want to try to roll for the Kira announcer.
Why not?
Do it.
I'll give it one roll. Just for the stream. But I'm cutting into my lunacy and it fucking hurts. Come on.
Me who doesn't do my weeklies too often. Me being broke as shit.
Man. Man.
Sucks to be you.
Ah. Share your Rodian. I guess we'll continue this Sunday, won't we?
Or if it really comes down to it, tomorrow.
No, I'm going to be in the deepest pits of cardboard depravity tomorrow.